Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is the introduction. Oh, I said the word introduction in my introduction. Doesn't matter. We're going to go with it. This is the preview show for UNGA Top 8, season number 4. We're at our very finals after 8 rounds of competition. Please welcome Nez to the show as we go through the matches for today. How are you today?
Hey, I'm great. Yeah, I mean, I haven't been around so much this season, but I've been keeping an eye mostly on the Sundays. Bit busy on Friday. But yeah, it's been a good one so far. I'm looking forward to this top 8. A lot of people, or a lot more people that you wouldn't expect than we've had in the past. So yeah.
It's been especially I guess with the release of Strive, I guess we have seen people mixing it up and concentrating on different games. But I don't think that's a bad thing. I just think that now we have like different people that came into their own this season, and we got to talk about a few of them. It's a very different top 8 to probably what most people would expect from previous seasons. So that actually makes it more exciting for me. I don't know about anyone else.
Yeah, for sure. I think so too.
So just a big thank you to Genuine Gaming for supporting us this season. They helped with our initial prize pool, as well as CCH Melbourne and Team WP as always. Speaking of prize pool, we're going to go to that first. Because we have actually made, I think it's $770. We're more than halfway to the goal. There is still time to donate if you so wish. We really do appreciate it. As you look there for the donation goals, we've already actually reached, like I said, 300, 400, 500, and 600. They will all be in place. So 300. So 2 winners of the Capcom games, courtesy of Capcom. Thank you very much to them. The top 8 for the Season 4 finals has also been, I think it's bumped up a little bit from its initial. So the top 8 today will get a little bit more in their pay packet. The finest fundamentals for our top 3, that being Schenkhan, Danny, and Xavier, Spaceghost, have earned $100, $50, $30 respectively. So big congratulations to them. Done a fantastic job this season. And we also have our UNGA Ties showcase. Nez, do you have more information about that?
Yeah, the old settle the score. It's basically, there's going to be 4 matches. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe there's going to be 4 show matches between players essentially who throughout the season they might have beat each other twice. You know, the 1-2 lost 2 to each other, so they're even. And it's a kind of first to 5 set as like a final tiebreaker for the season to find out who is the better player, I suppose.
I suspect a lot of rivalries and side betting, perhaps, maybe on the side for that. So that should be interesting to watch. I think there was a lot of interesting games this season, so we'll see what storylines we can look at and see and kind of look back on those. Of course, also in our prize pool for this season, $800. We're almost up to that goal, and it is my favorite part of our UNGA tournaments is the championship artwork. This time done by Tixie Licks. She's a Sydney-based artist, I believe. Our first Australian artist that we've had on board for UNGA, so very excited about that. And we will get a little bit more out of the Ungamentals, the finest Ungamentals, like I said, the top 3 before, being Schenkhan, DankScorpio, and Spaceghost. They'll get a little bit of an extra bump. And for our last goal, if we actually do get there, maybe not, the $1,200 goal, Sony DualSense controller, this time in black as opposed to white.
Yeah.
Looks really good, actually.
Yeah, that's cheaper than buying one from the store, $1,200.
If you can actually find them.
Yeah, exactly.
So taking a look at the bracket, our first match that's going to be on stream is going to be Schenkhan and TurkishBread. TB obviously almost just getting it in over Wild Llama. I actually believe they were in the grand finals of round 8. And Llama took that over TB, but TB actually making that grand finals was what was the deciding difference. I think it was only 5 or 10 points or so in it.
I saw that, yeah, with the New Zealand commentary.
Yeah.
Yep. Unfortunate for Llama, but hey, I mean, showing up and consistency pays off, right? So,
how do you think TB has gone so far this year? I feel like when I think about TB, the TB of this year compared to the TB of last year, if I think about it now, I want to say one of the failings that he probably had last year was a little bit of unconfidence. There was a lot of tournaments that he would get to the very end. Like he made CPT top 8 last year. He was trying really hard to get there, and then as soon as he got put in pressure moments, it kind of fell apart for him. So I don't think that's as big of an issue as it used to be. It still might be a little bit, but I feel like there's a different kind of philosophy that comes with TB for this year, especially. Like he stopped being that person that took the okay result, and now it's more like he could consistently take these names, which is a big difference.
Yeah, he's a bit of I mean, I've heard him talking, and he's like, "Oh, I'm out of form, blah blah blah," but I don't think so. I mean, sure, he could play more and be better because he's been playing a bit of Strive, but he's very slowly over the year been getting. He's like, because he's one of those young players who got really good really fast, and now for the past year, I'd say, he's been at the stage where he's been very slowly getting better and better results, you know, starting from like around 7th, 8th places, moving up to, 6th, 5th, 4th, 3rd, even 2nd last week. Will it be his time this time to win? I am not sure, but I will say that I think this is going to be possibly the most important match for both of these players of the tournament, because this
You
side
think they
of the
run
bracket,
on momentum? Yeah.
I think this side of the bracket is, if you're going to go through winners, you want this side, or else you may, I mean, getting a bit ahead of ourselves here, but you very may well be fighting BK or Somniac. That's a very stacked bottom half of the bracket, in my opinion. So I think you want to make the winner's side run. You want to win this first match of this top half, especially between these two. I think it's going to be very important. So we'll see what happens.
It's funny that you mentioned Strive, because I'm kind of wondering, and probably as yourself, that probably if you swap between multiple games or not, what you might lose in maybe some execution, which definitely does happen with TB occasionally. I feel like you make up for in just more fighting game experience. So you have more ideas of when you go back and forth to different games. It's like, okay, I let this one thing in Strive. Maybe I can apply that to Street Fighter as well. And maybe those little bit of strategies actually work out, because you're not stuck in the one bubble of just being in Street Fighter. So
no,
I actually think that might actually work to his advantage just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, you get that a lot, because in different games, obviously, it's different
skill sets.
philosophies. And skill sets, but they're still transferable in a sense, and they can give you inspiration into how to create a game plan for another game, kind of thing. So, yeah, it'll be
switching over to his opponent now for Schenkhan, our UNGA father-in-law. He's been having a really good, especially, I think he took, was it the first 4 rounds, something like that?
He's won a lot from what I've seen, yeah.
I just remember, so I don't know if anyone else has noticed this season, during our 10-minute break in the top 8, we've been playing previous games from previous rounds, just in case you missed it. And a lot of them, unintentionally, he tells me, but a lot of them have included himself winning.
Yeah, no, he's been playing extremely well in everything, not just UNGA, even like CPT and the
Intel Open,
Yep. Like, he's just been super in form and playing perhaps
Won
the
Bank
best.
as well. The local tournament in Melbourne.
I think he's always had this level of skill, but there's something to be said about it. It's like consistency under pressure, I suppose, and I think that he has really improved in that a lot, in my opinion. Like,
do you know that's
always been there, but that's the big thing.
I do remember when we were watching, so we had a big watch party in WP during CPT, and that was one of the things that ROF said about Schenkhan, is maybe sometimes he can feel a little bit pressured by himself in those moments, in those bigger moments. And I think the way that he held his nerve, especially in CPT, when he first, I can't even remember, I think it was, BK was definitely one of them, and I think Panda was the one after that where he lost 3-2 very closely. And I can see, I don't think he would even, I think he always thought he had like a top 3 finish in him, but I don't think he actually had the stat results to back that up. And now he does, which is a big difference. And I would probably go as far as saying he's probably favorite in this top 8 now because of it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, number one seed, been playing so good. But yeah, he always, like I said, he always had it in him. But he, very much like me, he sometimes makes small mistakes. Like it'll just be like messing up a jab combo. You know what I mean? Something like that. And then that kind of like snowballs in your mind to like, oh, I messed that up. And then you kind of, it distracts you, or it can like kind of hit your confidence a bit. But he's really cleaned up a lot of that. And even when he does make those small mistakes, he doesn't really feel the pressure from it as much. At least
He won't dwell on it as long as, yeah.
Yeah.
That's so, so predictions for that match from
Schenkhan.
you.
I'm gonna say
Score?
3-1.
3-1.
Yeah, I'm gonna be very. I'm not gonna say brutally honest because that's not being genuine, but I'm just gonna say exactly what I think with these predictions.
I think logically that makes sense to me, but you know, like I said earlier on, if this matchup happened last year, I would say it's Schenkhan 3-1. And if TB won 3-1 instead, or 3-2, I'd say that was a surprise result.
Yeah.
But if it happens now, I don't think it would be as big of a surprise to me. I'm not saying it's expected, but no. I would think it's less of a surprise to me than it ever has been before, which I don't think TB's probably had in his arsenal before. I don't know if that's something he thinks about or is a different pressure point, but I would say Schenkhan as well. I'm going to say a little bit closer. I reckon it's 3-2. I think he'll come back in that series while TB takes a lead.
All right, we'll see.
Coming up now to Issedia and Rumours. I think what's interesting about this one is if you ask Issedia, and I reckon by his own admission he'd probably say this, that he's probably the weakest in this top 8 field.
Yep.
And he's surrounded by 7 killers. And he also has probably the weakest character in this field as well, which actually doesn't help him.
Yeah.
What that might benefit you is the fact that there is absolutely no pressure in this tournament at all for him.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, like you said, everything you said is true. Probably the lowest odds if people were betting on who was going to win, and like you said, the weakest character. But it's very normal to say the least likely person to win is the wild card. That's a very easy thing to say, but I don't believe he's a dark horse overall, but I do believe he is a wild card in perhaps some results, because his Alex is very, very risk savvy. He likes taking big risks, and it really throws people off. It's a lot like Llama's Guile, where you can have a game plan, but you're playing a completely different beast. And Alex, despite being the weakest character in this top 8, still got pretty substantial buffs. Yeah, and yeah, I think Issedia is definitely the wild card of this tournament. So
do you think for him, this isn't really about winning this top 8? It's more about how many results can I squeeze out? What upsets can I produce right here? And I think that'll be like the forefront, is just to do as well as he can, and see how he matches up against people that arguably probably better than him. But it's still a test. How far have you come?
Yeah, exactly. And like you said, he's already made it. Really, he's made top 8. That's no laughing matter in itself. And like you said, it's gonna be that feeling of nothing to lose, everything to gain, which a lot of people won't be feeling themselves. They'll be, they're trying to prove they can win the whole thing. Where he is, I don't know his mindset exactly, but he's already proved a lot. He's already proved more than enough by making the top 8. So, yeah.
On the flip side of that, I think it's fair to say that Rumours has had a little bit of an underwhelming year by his standards.
Yep.
Being there's a lot of pressure for him to be the CPT champion last year, and also actually winning OHM the previous year before that. So he's had 2 years of really good results, both with Cody, especially when no one really believed that his Cody would actually materialize into anything, and it definitely has. And now coming into 2021, where he was really trying hard for Intel Open, and that didn't quite pan out. Really trying hard for CPT, and got team killed admittedly by really strong players in top 16. Yep. So he's still left like a little bit wanting something, I think, this year. And I think this will be a little bit of a test to what kind of mental state Rumours might be in.
Yeah, for sure. I saw him a couple of weeks ago talking about character switching, perhaps to Oro or Akira. Do you know anything more of that in more recent times? If that's a thing, or if he's still on Cody?
I've seen a lot of Oro. I know he's been playing a lot of Oro on the side, especially on his alt accounts.
Yeah.
And been building that up. I don't know if it's tournament ready, like for this tournament happening tomorrow. That would depend on him. I do think he might pull it out. I don't know if he would be the sort of person that pulls it out first and then switches back to Cody, or plays Cody, feels like they've figured him out too much and tries to bring out something to surprise. I don't know which of those players Rumours quite is. I want to say maybe the first one, but
it'll depend on his opponent, I think, and like you said, the score. But
like I don't see a Honda really. Just looking at, I don't know who you would play Honda against. Maybe Shen. I think they did actually do that in the final once, and he did okay against Zeku. But I don't think you would play Oro. You possibly could play Oro against Issedia if you wanted to zone Alex out. I think there's a lot of clips floating around of Oro zoning Zangief out. I can't imagine it would be that different to Alex. So I could see it maybe as a pick there. But I feel like that's a little bit risky, and that would probably even give Issedia maybe more of a fighting chance than he would otherwise get. So
yeah, definitely.
It's hard to say. I think if I was to pick someone, I think most people would say Rumours should win this, but I think it depends on what state of mind Rumours is going to be in for this top 8. Is he like really wanting to prove something and actually take? Because I don't think he's not looking for a top 3 placing anymore. It's not. You know, if people like TB, maybe like Dank, maybe like Issedia, they're probably the ones that are happy with the top 3. I don't think he is anymore. You know, he's been a serial winner for 2 years. So really what he's expecting to do is win this whole thing. And if that Rumours comes out, then, you know, that'll be exciting. And it should be a 3-0. But is that what's going to happen? That's what I'm wondering. But I'm going to say Rumours 3-0 anyway.
Yeah, I think I'll say the same. Just because I'm not going to beat around the bush. 3-0 Rumours.
So very exciting news for all those Strive players out there. We've been talking about a little bit in the show so far, but actually we're going to have our 3rd monthly upcoming. It's going to be September, Sunday the 5th. And it will be exactly the same as we've been running it, with a $50 Steam gift card for the winner as well. So make sure to sign up. You can visit UNGA Down Under details, Discord and Twitter for more details on that event. We hope to see you there.
Yeah.
Now, moving on to the last 2 people in the bracket. So last 2 matches of the bracket, I should say. DankScorpio and bksama. Surprisingly, Dank actually coming in as the highest seed in this case, just because BK's actually not participated in that many this year. But this is a little bit of a different event for her, I think. A lot of people might have caught her stream, and if you actually watch her stream, she talks to herself a lot. I'm trying to talk her through, like, it's not so much about the tech anymore. With Bison, it's more about the mindset that you have when you come into a tournament. How can you focus when you're, you know, it's two all in a match and suddenly we have to play the last game? What are you thinking about? What do you want to keep? What's the state of the match? And you're kind of talking yourself through that. And if you watch her stream, it's kind of a good insight into the kind of things that you can think about when you're approaching really pressured situations. So a lot of what this top 8 is about for her, I think, is testing how refined her Bison has gotten from, you know, the previous times that we've seen it. So she's almost on that, a little bit like TB, she's almost on that cusp where she's left most of these standard, you know, super ultra diamonds, and she's trying to like just touch the next level, but she's not quite there yet. And I think this is a good test for her to see how far is she off that, because I don't think it's that far. It's definitely not as far as it used to be.
Yeah. I'm very impressed by the 2nd seed. To me, that is the more important consistency. It's not necessarily results, but the time you put into the game, being consistent, entering. That is what will help you improve the most. So, very impressed with that. But yeah, this is a very hard first match to have in winner's side.
Yeah, you'd expect second seed, you'd get probably an easier match. This is not. This is not that.
No, but I mean, there's so many great players that you can't avoid, the hurt. It's gonna come either way, no matter where you are in the bracket. So, yeah.
So obviously we're talking about the elephant that is BK. BK actually winning Intel Open earlier this year, and I think coming fourth in CPT as a result. So in the other OCE tournaments, he's finished and placed extremely highly. And I think recently, actually, it's been less about focusing on where his Urien's at and more about, trying out Cammy, trying out Karen, trying out Akira, as we saw last week. So I don't know exactly how serious he wants to take this tournament, if it's still something where he's just testing the water with different things, or if he actually is looking to win and go Urien the whole way. Obviously, if he goes Urien the whole way, it should be easier cleanup for him, but I'm not sure where his priorities are right now. So that's the big question mark for me when looking at this match.
Yeah, assuming he plays Urien the whole time, I think that this will be very hard. Of all the matches that we can see for this first round, this is the one that most clearly I can picture in my head. I think that Danny may win one game through defense, that BK will just be throwing himself, into the blender of this defense, and he'll hit the wall, and that might cost him a game, but I think that he will, as he does with most people, if not everyone, be very overwhelming and kind of push through and not be dissuaded by any kind of defense.
I think you touched on something there where, because this is a first to three format, this makes it infinitely harder for Dank than it does for BK, I think.
I'd say so too, yeah. I believe, in general, the most experienced players in high-pressure situations do better with the longer sets. So, and that's definitely BK. He's won majors, he's been top for a long, long time. But at the same time, it's kind of pressure, I suppose, to perform well with all those results.
If I throw a hypothetical at you and say BK doesn't play Urien, and he chooses any of his ults, you can pick which one. How do you think this match pans out then? Because the only ult I can maybe see working out is maybe Cammy, and that's about it. I don't think Akira is refined enough. I don't think... Karen feels pretty hard to play in versus Bison.
Yeah, I would say, if I was the betting man, or if I had to bet, well, no, that's also a stupid way to put it. I would not bet on the match. I would not bet. If he was playing any other character than Urien, I would not bet on the match, because I don't know what the result would be. Because I think that Danny definitely can beat any of his other characters other than Urien.
So what do you say the final score was? 3-1, was it?
3-1 if he plays
Danny
Urien
taking a game
the whole time. Yeah.
I'm going to say...
Could be 3-0 though. It just depends.
Here's the thing. I think Dank at least is going to prep as much as she can, which might produce some slow results, especially in those small scramble situations. I think there'll be more 50-50 than BK just winning every single one of them, which he often does.
Yeah.
I want to say 3-2, but I still think BK takes it, which is kind of...
I think, prep is great, but I think of all the people to prep against, BK would be probably
the hardest in this 8,
you can't really prepare. You can, but his playstyle is in such a way that preparation...
Yeah, even asking another Urien player to play with you is probably not the correct way to even approach it. So that's kind of, it's difficult.
It's a lot easier. Even like Somniac, Travis... Rumours, all these other top players, I think they're a lot easier to prepare to, like, studying their matches and stuff. I think you get a lot more mileage out of that than you do BK. So I think it'll be hard, but we'll see what happens.
Moving on to our final game, it's going to be Spaceghost from Genuine Gaming versus Somniac. You say yes?
Yes, I did. This is I'd say the most classic of the round 1 matches we have. I've seen this one so many times over the years. It'll be good.
I have written down in the notes that Somniac kind of wins them all.
Yeah,
which
he
is
has
kind of
been
upsetting.
this season for sure he has been. But even so, to me, even looking at the results and seeing that Somniac is really dominant, Spaceghost to me has always been one of the shining examples of people who effectively learn to fight Somniac. I think he has so many great ideas and answers, and like really great variety in those answers as well to how he plays against Somniac. Whereas other people, they'll kind
Hello, everyone. Welcome. This is the introduction. Oh, I said the word introduction.
haven't got the dad kind of.
He's got the debuff from waking up.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Exactly.
And judging by their past history, not recent history, but past history, you know, you saying Spaceghost does more well than most people in Australia against Somniac. I think.
Yeah.
He'll at least be familiar with how he wants to approach this. Of all the matches on here, I could probably see this being the most clear, as in, I would say Spaceghost would play V-Skill 2, VT1. Maybe VT2 if he wants to do a lot of E-reversals, but I think would be VT1. Somniac probably playing V-Skill 1, VT2, maybe for the anti-fireball stuff, depending on how much he needs it. I don't think Spaceghost jumps a lot of command grabs anyway, so I think VT2 would be good in that matchup, just in general.
Yeah, I can see that for sure.
If I wanted to be really mean, I would say it's 3-0 Somniac, but I don't want to say that because it makes me sound like a dick.
Yeah, you can say it. It's alright. I mean, I will be not kinda, but in my mind, I almost want to say 3-2 Somniac, but I think I've said this for pretty much every match, but I think it'll be a 3-1 in favor of Somniac. Although I feel like he had the dad power up when his child
A
was
while
born,
ago now,
but
yeah.
I feel like it's worn off, and he's even got the dad kind of.
He's got the debuff from waking up.
Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. Exactly. Like those late nights are catching up. I think like his results, they're still very good, but they're not the same as they were even a couple months ago, where he was winning left and right. So, you know, if there's going to be a shift in their kind of dynamic and how these two play, it could very well be in this match. It could be a different result than what we're used to seeing.
I have a feeling that whoever might take the first game might end up running away with it. That could be something that happens.
Yep. Yeah.
So
definitely.
we'll have to see what happens tomorrow night. Time to move on to final predictions for the entire top 8. So who is your very, very favorite to take this whole thing?
I'm gonna say BK.
BK.
I think he's been a lot of, like, he won the Intel, and other than that, he's very. There's kind of times he'll just be tearing up, and then he'll just hit like a roadblock out of nowhere. It's like he like runs out of gas or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like he'll be fine and fine, and then he'll play a matchup. You'll be watching him, and you'll be like, "This guy's insane! Like, no one's gonna be able to beat this."
I think BK's insane most times I watch him though, so I
yeah,
can't really.
no, for sure. But eventually, it'll get to like one of the last matches of the night, and it feels like you're watching a different player. But those nights where he doesn't get turned off like that, he just steamrolls, and I think this is going to be one of them. I think that he's going to win straight through winner's side, in my opinion.
It's funny because I think I'm going to say BK as well, but not for the same reasons. I think BK might win, but it depends on who he versus in the grand finals. If he versus like Somniac in the grand finals, and I think he's going to go through loser side to get there, I think some would win that. But if he versus someone like Schenkhan or Rumours in the grand finals, I think he can do. I think he could do the put them in losers and then win the reset, or win the reset and then win the grand finals.
Yeah, I got you.
For some reason, when I think of BK versus, because I'm actually looking at the second round when I think about that, because obviously we think BK and Somniac will come out of that bottom end.
Yeah,
I would think like it's probably one of those two getting to winners final. And I think Schenkhan probably does better versus Som than BK, even though Shen beat BK last time in CPT. And I think Rumours is the opposite. I think he does better versus BK than Somniac. So I'd expect one of them to go. If they make whoever comes out that side of the bracket, it's going to be interesting. But out of the two, BK and Somniac, I can see BK making comebacks better than Somniac can. If Som has to come back from losers bracket to try, he might reset, but I don't know if he has the endurance to take the whole thing. Whereas I could see BK doing that easily.
Definitely.
So that's why I think maybe even if BK loses that round 2 game, I could still see him winning the whole thing.
For sure.
I think that's it. I think that's going to be our predictions for tonight. Thank you very, very much for joining us. The top 8 will be on very, very soon. So please stay tuned and we'll see you very soon.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the finals of UNGA Down Under. I'm Tinkoz and I'm joined with Robbie Sloan.
Hey man, how you doing? What's the
Doing
time
good.
over there? A bit later. You're brave starting this late.
And we're gonna go all night, baby.
Thank you for joining me. It's gonna be a long one. Unfortunately for you guys have to put up with me all night. They tried to find someone that wasn't me and they couldn't. So bad luck, guys.
Hey, ditto to me.
I hope we're gonna enjoy the matches anyway.
Hell yeah, it's stacked. We've got the
I hope.
got the 8 best players of the 8 previous tournaments, and as you can see, Castle and Nez has already gone through and given us the rundown of what to expect. I'm really looking forward to Rumours. I haven't seen him play recently, and I've seen him dabbling with Oro, and I'm so curious on the new characters. I wonder if he's going to pull them out.
Surely not.
I'm hoping so.
There's prize money here, man. He's not going to be mucking around.
Are you sure?
He might be mucking around, but if I was him, I would. Well, thank you all for joining us tonight. We have a bunch of fun games to get through. Special shout outs to our sponsors, Genuine Gaming, Team WP, and Chris's Clubhouse. And if you guys aren't aware already, we have like a big kind of like donation drive during the the UNGA tournaments. And we're up to about $870 right now. And that money kind of gets distributed to the players that we're seeing tonight. So once we reach 1,000 goals, we get additional prize money for the top 3 players in the standings. And then 1,200, we give out a DualSense 5. The name of it anyway, PlayStation 5 controller to one of the people who has been participating in these tournaments throughout the season. So,
that's right. The more you play, the higher your chances of getting them.
Yeah, so just getting you guys involved in the community. Thank you for being a part of it. And before I start rambling, let's get on with it.
Absolutely. So our first match is going to be the big TO himself, Schenkhan, dominating the boards. First place in the rankings, and he'll be going up against TurkishBread, who barely scraped by in the last tournament. He qualified with his fantastic performance that last week, so that was super interesting. Seeing,
do you know what character he played?
TB Urien all the way.
Yeah, I don't know.
Absolute mad lad.
I feel like I've seen him been playing someone else lately.
Has he? Can chat fill me in? I saw was Urien.
Maybe I'm just imagining. Maybe I'm just imagining him playing Soul or something in Guilty Gear. Which, if you guys aren't aware, we have an UNGA Guilty Gear tournament on September 5th at 2 p.m. And there's a $50 Steam voucher for the winner of that. So if you guys want to get involved in the Guilty Gear UNGA tournaments, join us then.
Sounds good. Heard the netcode's really good too, so perfect opportunity to get in that practice.
It just ruins every other fighting game, honestly.
I'm so worried about getting into it because I bought it last week. I got the deluxe edition. I'm like, man, if I play this, am I putting it down?
As soon as you install it, every other fighting game gets deleted.
Dang it! I've been enjoying Akira as well. That's a shame. But I think that's a good problem to have, right?
Oh man. I mean, I think it's a good time for fighting games. Even KOF is looking kind of nice, to be honest.
It's on my radar. I'm not a KOF player, but
I mean, neither am I. But they said rollback netcode, and I was like, what?
yeah, that's the 2 words that can pull a 50C player.
Like,
Literally that on its own.
This trailer is so. Wait, what?
Excuse me.
Rollback?
I'm into it. All right. Got our first match of the night underway, right?
Yeah, they're in the lobby. They're getting ready. Good.
This.
Oh my god.
This is a button check, right?
Yeah, like isn't there like a 2-week rule? You can't play the new characters for 2 weeks?
Oh, I don't think we abide by that law, do we? Here we go. Damn. Okay, I didn't expect to see an Akira at all today.
This one. I have not played around with Akira too.
Oh, okay. Well, she is an interesting character. She's kind of like she's very rushdown heavy, but yeah, her defense is okay. She's got a DP and a 3-frame light punch as well. Actually, yeah. Now that I think about it, she plays to Schenkhan's strengths. We'll see if TurkishBread is familiar with the match at all.
We got some V-trigger shenanigans.
Side switch. Yeah.
Side switch damage.
Tries to go for the corner combo. Doesn't quite get it.
It's corner pressure. Keep it simple.
Oh, that's gonna be it.
So, how is Akira compared to Karen?
Ooh. Better anti-airs. She like.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I think she gets. Karen is just gonna dominate her across the board. I think she's like I guess she's a watered down Karen.
She's
Bit of I would say.
She's the worst Karen with Nadeshko. That's what I'm hearing?
Oh, this Nadeshko's nice though.
Oh.
Wasn't landing. Yeah, so her DP is actually minus 52. So that charged heavy punch was still too fast to catch landing.
Oh no.
Same combo from before?
Oh, nope. Almost same combo.
Hey, it is still like first week, alright? We allow drops, but this is a big stakes tournament, so Schenkhan's gonna have to
We
tighten
allow
it up.
drops, but you're playing, you don't allow those.
Absolutely.
You gotta level
not.
up. Schenkhan,
TV.
you better be popping Super Saiyan right now, or this is not looking good.
This is first to 3. All matches tonight are first to 3. So this might just be sort of testing the waters, right?
Alright, so he's
Building
taking the
tension.
damage, so we can take the Sensu Bean and get that Saiyan power up.
Yep.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
okay.
So
Getting
surely
downloaded.
he won't rematch now, right?
No, he's going to the character select screen.
Oh my god. What do I
Alright, Schenkhan is a stubborn man. Wants to show the world. I guess it is his tournament. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
Yep. He can do whatever the hell he wants.
Alright, cross counter. Alright. I was hoping I got to see a cross counter combo today, but
Yeah, that should go straight to V skill. Maybe Schenkhan, maybe TB's not working to the script. Should we PM him? You're not supposed to make the TO look.
Schenkhan's like, TB, I will give you $50.
Oh, here we go. No!
No! Again!
That was huge too.
Okay.
Beautiful. She's got an excellent crouch medium kick and a lot of her Oki on her throws. Her corner game's pretty strong. As we can see, TB was mashing out and crushed. If he had the proper extensions, it's pretty recursive.
Yeah. The only thing I really know about Akira is that her heavy fireball is just like ridiculous.
Ridiculous! It's like my
on, man.
least tool.
It's like +2 or whatever, and you don't even like. I don't know. I can't distinguish which one's which. It's like infinite slot string pressure.
I'm surprised people use it. It's sort of like Bison, but much worse in my opinion. Way slower. There we go. Akira also has this interesting quirk where she gets a lot of reward for crouch or stand confirming her combos.
Yeah, I do like that. I think it's a nice little. I don't know. You know,
Yeah.
if you see it and respond correctly, you get like a nice little reward. Oh, god, talk about reward.
Okay, she also has a glaring flaw against neutral jumps. Her only reliable anti-air is DP. And if you're not used to doing that...
But Schenkhan's used to doing it. He's not a DP master.
He hasn't anti-air at all this match. Especially that last hit as well. Not even a crouch heavy punch. He's just been blocking the jump-ins. And against TB and his aggression, that's gonna be, you know, you can only block so many jump-ins before you start taking hits.
That challenge. Oh, just
okay,
alright.
She has an EX neutral.
I just love it. It's like, this is gonna do the Urien thing against Urien. Oh, alright.
True. Oh, that fireball went through the
what? Oh, no.
God.
Please.
Alright, this is for game.
Oh, God.
Oh, there's so many trades across the board. Eye goes out. He's gonna hold this pressure. Going for the...
Oh,
so
no.
close. Akira does have an overhead.
Oh, God. Oh, jeez. I can't say anything. Closing my eyes.
This is so tense. Walked into it, tried to block too slow. Yikes.
How did you block too slow? Get this man a hitbox.
You know, you try...
It was so tense, and then suddenly it's just... There was no release. It was like, what? That was it?
Yep. Akira can't handle fireballs very well, it seems.
I feel like I'm never getting invited back up.
Jump-ins.
Schenkhan's just gonna pull the cord on me after this. He's like, I am sick of this.
We'll see. This is his comeback, right? He's taking the damage. He's locked in now. He's locked into Akira.
There was no thought in that one either. He's like, I'm just sticking with it.
Yeah. Maybe he's got the DL. Man, TB's playing really well in terms of keeping Akira at bay. Like, she's having a hard time getting anything started. Oh no, that was heavy kick DP. We have a problem.
Is it a bit slower?
That's 10 whole frames of startup. 10 whole frames.
Oh, that's the difference.
He's used to the Ken DP of 4. Uh-oh.
I was gonna say, it looked like it was good.
Even her regular DP is at 6, so that's still a bit of uncomfortable territory.
Alright, the death goes in. Oh god.
Gets the hit.
Okay.
A little bit of optimization would have gotten that round. That's going to cost him too. We're one match away from a clean sweep.
We got any Schenkhan? No, he got a round.
Did he? Yes, he did.
Something like
Awesome.
that.
Okay.
I mean, it's close. If we got any Schenkhan supporters in the chat,
There we go.
Give us some ones in the chat, or some emotes or something. This man needs some energy.
Somebody get in his ear. Give him some tips.
Yeah, give him that emote. That's a good one. What's a 2? What's that mean?
Come on. TB keeping them locked in. There we go.
Alright, we shift out of there. Okay. Big opportunity.
Uh-oh, he dropped the combo. The timing was up.
No, I can't.
Please. Do it for Daigo. Do it for brother. Come on. He's got 2 EX neutrals in the arsenal. Watch this.
Oh,
Here we go. Here we go. Yes! But that doesn't matter. He's got EX elbows. He's got 3 EX elbows, baby. Let's go.
Yeah. Just getting in range, getting in the space for the EX elbow. Oh, alright.
Okay. Alright, we got some 5 hit in there.
Alright, give us some brotherly love. Brother big deal.
Staying alive.
You don't make this job easy, Shank.
No. Let's go, Schenkhan. Do it.
Oh, by the way, if Shen loses this, he said that he's Hunger's never coming back for another season.
Oh! Is that the extension? Is that the one I usually use? Good, that was a corner combo. That's nice. We take those. And that's the first time we've seen Schenkhan go into the V-skill from the Tiger combos. So, actually, waking up. And getting knocked down.
What? It's a bit late to be waking up.
It's never too late.
It's 7:45, mate.
Overhead.
Alright, overhead, I like it.
Get a nice little knockdown.
Oh, things look
Please stop.
dangerous. Oh, the TV special.
Gets the activate. This is critical.
Oh, do it.
Shoulders right into it. Oh! Oh! That was just shy.
Akira wins.
Okay, that was hella tense. That was a bold choice from both players. Any closer to the mirror, that light kick. We'll take it though. Schenkhan coming back.
I'm just imagining Schenkhan's face right now. Like, you know that meme with like incredibly stressed out boy with like a closet next to him? It's like just full on red face, veins popping out.
Hey, if it helps his game, let's go. Oh, another crush. Corner pressure coming out. TB trying to find an opportunity. Jumps out of the corner.
Ooh, is
It was returned.
okay, trade combos.
Goes for the shimmy and gets called out. It's magical corners out here.
Activate?
So yeah, her V reversal is Mika's hit grab.
Yeah, it is a bit odd for me because like it looks so different to all the other ones. It takes a while for me to register it as a V reversal.
And interesting that Schenkhan goes for these light punches on the jump and cross ups because that's a very Ken thing to do. Akira can get medium punch there quite reliably in frame traps, and that's a lot more damage. More things to add. Oh, the anti-air too high up though. Let's go. Let's go. He's going for the big boy combo. Oh, that's really hard to hit.
You gotta go for it.
That's really hard to hit.
I'd rather see a big boy combo and fail.
It's starting to
It's fun.
Schenkhan is putting in work here. Alright. TBC this work. One more activate too.
Alright, Shin just jumping out. He's got that V trigger though.
TB's looking for an opportunity to get the second mirror out, right? Oh no! Very close.
Sure there was a way to finish that, but don't argue with it. I'm not.
What the? Was that an full super from TB's side? Oh man.
Akira wins.
Oh, we're supposed to get stressed out later. This is like the first match. We're going until like 4 a.m. God damn it.
You know, I was saying this to you off stream before anyone else was here, and I said to you, the seeding does not matter. Like,
Absolutely not, it seems.
in a normal tournament, you see, like someone gets first, and then they get like a bit of an easier, round one. Everyone here is stressed out all the time. There's no downside.
TB taking a moment, a breather perhaps, or a character change?
I don't think it's changed. It's one of those things. Like it's too. No, like if you're versing Akira, nobody knows. You know what I mean? Like,
He wanted the data on the fireball, so he's
okay.
checking FAT right now. -3, -2, +1, and Schenkhan's
you
only
can't tell
been
which
using.
one's which, so just pretend it's +1 all the time.
Schenkhan's been using medium the most, and it's
What?
-2.
Shen, my dude.
And EX is -2.
I versed one Akira ever, and I got bodied by that heavy. Just spam it.
Oh yeah, no, go for that. Hell yeah, stand heavy punch all the way.
This guy's just asking for frame data. He doesn't know. Just do whatever you want.
It's a 1 week character, man. You got this. You got this with your 4-year character.
Well, this is the thing. I think when characters are new, you can have more confidence in what you're doing.
I think it
I
goes
think-
both
I wanna
ways.
see
Like
more
you
aggression.
clearly saw Shin drop a ton of combos. It feels bad, man.
I don't care about the combat. I just want to see him just going in all the time. Because TV is obviously like, what the hell is happening?
Absolutely. Oh, that's Urien has a really good punish on the elbows.
Ooh, that's not what I wanted.
It's a bit sus, yeah.
For anyone just coming into this, this is 2-all right now in a first of 3. This is the final game.
Oh my god, crush again.
What? Oh, a different V skill? He changed V skill.
Oh my goodness, TB with the big brain plays. Force the character select, making Schenkhan pick the wrong V skill. Actual mad lad. Actual mad lad. I never thought of it. That's so top tier.
So unfamiliar with this character that you don't pick the right. Is that even allowed yet?
All spirit
I
of the
believe
Lord.
it. It's like, I'm 99% sure if they have a character select, you can reselect your V.
I think you can reselect it, yeah. That's rough though, because V skill 1 is a lot different. And it makes Akira lose a lot of tools that Schenkhan's probably comfortable with.
Yeah, I can't really imagine it was an intentional change, but
No way, absolutely not. You need a lot of lab work to justify a V skill 1. But we'll see. Hell, maybe Schenkhan just wants to play with his food.
yeah, I mean,
too,
look,
right?
man. As we said, it's his tournament. He can do whatever he wants.
Yeah. This is like TB is on the ropes now. Like from a dominating first 2 matches, and now all of a sudden this is a match point.
Okay.
Activate. This is huge.
Yeah, this is gonna hurt. Side swap.
And he's got the.
One more combo and he'll be dead.
That's gonna be it, surely.
Oh my, he's so greedy.
Final round.
Saves the meter though. That's a nice little discount
That
to close
is-
around.
That's playing with your food.
We're on the final round.
Oh god. I need a break already.
Yeah,
Oh,
can we get a break after this? This is nuts.
break, please.
No! Ah, medium elbow!
Just let him do what he wants to do, mate.
With the damage!
Look, he's got it.
He's already got enough damage. Yeah, you're right. Uh-oh.
That's her medium kick. Like, really high.
Yep.
Think about it weird. Yeah.
It's kind of like Ed's. It looks very janky. Oh my
It's
lord.
like one of those moves they just put in the game just so people could like get nuts
Just get upset when they
It's
accidentally
like, you know,
press
like Akira is just for Ken players that want to play female. It's like it's that kind of thing.
it. That was a beautiful crouch light kick. That was a true block string. I'm pretty sure TB was mashing out a DP there and got hit for it.
Oh man, TV with that full meter as well.
Careful with
This
these
could
fuckballs.
go dangerous. Okay, jump out. I like it.
EX Fireball? Oh, not quite. EX Fireball wall splats. So if he catches TB walking forward,
Oh, oh no.
TB taking it out.
Win.
Oh no! Scramble at the end.
Nice.
Jesus!
Just chill, bro. I don't even know what to say.
Damn.
Well, anyway, I guess what we can say is TV 132.
Go time.
Maybe we'll see more Akira and losers back.
That was a pretty decent showing though. I mean, it took a while for him to get warmed up, but Shin's gotten Akira. It's needs a little bit of work.
I'm just baffled. You know? I don't know what
But
to
it's
say.
good. Yeah, I know.
I really don't.
I think Shin's going for the dramatic approach. He just wants to play more games, so that's why he tapped out early.
I
Now he
mean,
can
look,
play
props
Akira
to him
all
making
through the
that
night.
entertaining. I think if he took the boring route, I mean, it might have been a little less entertaining. So, I'll take it.
Hey, I'm just happy to see more Akira.
I mean, so our next match is Rumours, Genuine Gaming Rumours versus Issedia, a newcomer to the UNGA's top 8 crowd.
Let's do this.
And as you pointed out earlier, Rumours has Oro as his favorite character.
So just like how we saw Akira, who, might I add, is a fantastically fun character to play if you haven't already played him. Oro is also in that basket as well. And
Yeah, he's
I'm
a
surprised that-
fantastically fun character that's bad.
Are we going to downplaying him now, or
I'm downplaying him. You can do whatever you want.
I'm gonna
I
upplay
love
him?
him to bits.
He's hella good. I'm hoping Rumours gets to show us some tech because I know Rumours has been putting in the work.
He's playing Oro.
Yes, let's go.
I'll take it.
Hawaiian
I'll
ship
take
Oro
it.
too. I love it. I love to see it.
I said to you like before we started, I was like, I don't expect the Oro at all. I was like, there's money on the line. I don't expect these people to be doing this. But
No, they're more invested in putting on a show for all of us.
alright.
And we get some Alex too. When did this guy get added to the game? I didn't see his trailer.
Well, he got added to the game because Oro got added to the game. So everyone started playing Oro, which is obviously worse than Alex. So
There's a funny parallel between these two characters because they both share the same crouch medium punch, except Oro uses 2 fingers. It's like...
what kind of random fact is that?
Oro's crouch medium finger reminds me a lot of the only good tool Alex has, which is his crouch
finger.
medium punch.
Is that the name of the move?
That's actually at C.MN.
Medium.
That's the notation.
Alright, well something happened with Tengu Stones there. Why do they make our life so difficult? We don't know what's going on. These characters day one. The reason there's the 2-week new character rule is so the commentators can figure out how the characters work.
Let's be honest, we weren't going to figure it out in 2 weeks either. The players are having a hard enough time. There's so much Oro tech going on in the Twitterverse right now. To have it all, you'd be nuts. Playing such a safe keep away game, Issedia is having a hard time finding his way in.
Alright. Playing V-Trigger 2, Alex? Yeah, get off me.
Chillin'.
He's just holding that charge.
Oh, the back throw.
Okay.
Was that a wish? Would that ever have hit?
No.
Is that a frame trap on standing? Not sure. I've never seen this character in my life. Alright. Can Alex make the comeback? I've seen enough clips.
Oh, the Alex is very good. I mean, not like that, but...
That was a really good activate timing for Rumours, though. I mean, that looked like a fraction off getting...
Yeah, that
stopped.
did look, admittedly, like, very close. I
And
feel
then
like I
stop
may have
into-
got scared if that was me and just walked in, so...
Yep.
But first game to Rumours is the first of 3.
Would it... How bad would it feel if you were labbing their main characters, and then they just start sandbagging on you in tournament? That's kind of how TB might have felt. Maybe Issedia as well.
I don't think it's sandbagging. People just having fun. What's wrong with that? Let people enjoy their game.
That's right, have fun, guys. It's not all about winning, unless it's a tournament and there's money at stake.
Yeah, I mean, winning is fun, as people like to point out to me.
Haunted, lariats, pressure.
Ooh, not quite close enough. Okay, just a little bit too late.
See? Look at those crouch medium punches and finger.
So
Oh,
you're
that's
playing
some juicy
kind of
damage.
risky with his
Looks like you could.
little frame traps. There's ending lots of combos and chops, which are punishable, but Rumours hasn't been able to punish them, so you may as well.
Yeah, how minus are the chops? 4, right?
Boy,
I don't think Aura's got a good 4-frame game. His best is stand light kick, and that's fine. So,
it's not quite the combo you wanted. Unfamiliarity showing through.
I haven't seen any chicken legs from Rumours, and I think that would be a real easy get out of jail free. Doesn't need it.
It's not quite good, is it?
I mean, Spirit Bomb though. Oh, it's close. Alex got that chunky health, right?
Yeah, chicken wings honestly seems to have limited use. Which I find funny. 'Cause, yeah, the first thing you do when you get when you get Oro is try and do the chicken wing combos, and then you're like, all right, so these are mediocre. Let's do something new.
I don't think you need combos with that crouch medium finger. And that crouch medium kick too.
Crash medium kick is good fun.
I mean, it's literally kicking the city's
dashing
ass.
command grab.
Oh, back throw.
Oh, the old whip lariat. Oh, the day 1 tech whip lariat. Hit a button, get a counter.
That's a go to sleep moment. That was juicy. I thought the combo had ended a hit ago.
Nah, he's got the V trigger. Yeah, I do think V trigger 2 on Alex has quite a bit of. I do think it's good. I think it's like matchup dependent, but
It's hard to give up the parry, especially when it was like the first V trigger you had, and you've got all that muscle memory built in. But V trigger 2 does give some good damage opportunities where you wouldn't normally get it, and then Oki in some situations as well. Which,
well, that's the main thing. There's more routes which kind of give you better Oki.
Good anti-air. Rumours has been being pushed into the corner.
Well, I think in this,
quite a lot.
Rumours is really just trying to play keep away game, which I think is smart.
Yeah, Issedia just trading half his health, bullying him. Now he's in the corner.
Oh, man. Letting Rumours do lots of jumps.
What would be the ideal anti-air at that range?
Oh, it wasn't standing, couldn't get the DDT.
I feel a stun gun headbutt coming. Is that just me?
Well, no, 100%. Rumours expected as well. He sees the down charge.
Yeah. Whoa! Oh boy.
You never seen that before?
I'm not too familiar with a lot of Aura's extensions. As
need
I
like a
said, I've
lab
seen
with
more of
this
Skill
character.
1. Yeah, I do. I've been too busy with Akira. You're the one dabbling with Aura,
Oro
right?
is mega fun in the training room. Like, in the training room, he's
I mean, perfect that he's here right now in training room type B.
yeah. He knows.
In the corner again. But Issedia is having a hard time just making anything of it. Oh my lord.
Oh, we went over intentionally. I like that.
Good choice, but the punish was...
Ooh. Crouch medium punch. I haven't seen that before.
But yikes on the punish. Not on the ground. A bit too airborne, and that's the sort of new character unfamiliarity, right?
Yeah. There is a bit of that.
It was a little bit later. You get that grounded crush counter.
I like what I see, but it must be quite frustrating for Issedia, honestly, because it's just like, you know, I was trying to play that keep away game, you know?
Yep.
Sure, he's backing himself up into the corner, but just chips him away to like a third health before he gets there.
Every time he's been cornered, but Assedia's lost half his health trying to make it happen, you know?
Rumour's been very conscious of Assedia's charge, you know? Like if he sees him holding down back, he's not doing anything.
Yep.
Because you can just use any number of EX moves to get through the fireball.
Bully's
Pressure.
Ooh,
Okay.
and I think that's the first EXDP coming out from Rumours.
No, there's been heaps. What are you talking about?
Missed them.
I was about to say that's like the third one.
Unchecked. Here I am just getting whacked. Get whomped again. Forward throw. Oh boy. He's got so much
Okay,
real estate to
overhead.
work with. And Aura's fireball is he's got the Goken up fireball too. Which is an interesting thing to have.
Yeah, see this? He knows he's charging. He's happy to just wait.
Small
Only
little
press the
left
medium
lead.
punch and he sees me.
That's it.
Oh no, he drops the combo. Goes the overhead, punish.
Oh.
Could have gone into
Oh
super.
my god.
But, oh, chip. Yeah. Nice.
Very safe. Good way to end it for Issedia.
Looks like I won.
Round 2.
Alright, cashing out in the meter. Which I do think is not... Like, this seems like one of these matchups for me for Alex, where if you don't have one bar, you know, it's like a 7-3 matchup.
Yikes. Well,
Like,
the
once you
thing
get
is,
that bar,
you can are by taking damage, right?
Yeah, I mean, very slowly. Building stun before he builds the meter. Okay. Corner.
Somehow cornered himself. Rumours was going a little too hard. Oh, stun gun!
Whoa.
Yikes. Just tapping away. This seems really... Oh, the super on
Like
deck
I
as
said,
well.
just frustrating, right? Like, if you don't
Yeah.
have that meter, you can't EX shoulder or EX stomp through the fireballs.
And Oro has such a reliable anti-air with medium punch, and you get so much reward on it too if you get the combos. I think Issedia is just not even going to bother to jump. Just try and bully his way in from the ground.
Yeah, I think the jump needs to happen. But he just needs to hide the charge. Like, even if it's just a raw V skill and just kind of like, you know, do something straight up there, or like press a button and hide the charge behind that.
Oh boy. Is this the party starting?
No, there's no party starting with Alex. What are you talking about? Dash up -4.
Yikes. That fireball is so fast.
Yeah, the minion is very fast.
Oh, stomping again.
Okay, can you connect this one? Oh. Alright, he's doing a fancier combo than I would do. Chicken wing.
Super? Oh, I mean, putting him on one-touch kill if he gets the right combo. Super on deck.
Well, pretty much any button confirmed into super.
Hell, even an anti-immediate punch, and that's as well.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh my god. Jeez. Oh god. Spaghetti everywhere.
Oh,
Alex wins.
Spaghetti. Does anyone actually know what the startup of Oro Super is?
5.
5.
It's not a throw. Don't quote me on that. But it's
Hey guys,
I think it's single digit.
yeah, this bloke said it's 5 frames startup. You know, I was watching Gunfight the other day, and he's playing Oro now. And said that
sorry, it's 7.
7. He said that
Akira
he's
is
dropped Oro. He's dropped you know, Alex and playing Oro because he feels like the change to V shift, where you can now press forward or back, just is kind of like the final straw that broke the camel's back or whatever, because of the ease to get around stomp and headbutt.
Yeah, I think the holding the back makes it a lot more accessible, and it makes its primary weakness the just lows, I guess. But V shift was so hard to manage by going to neutral. That's an interesting, small, nuanced thing to drop your main over. And this is
that's how I felt. I'm like, it was definitely not just that. Like, it was something, like, you know, there was other things that come right up to that.
Round 2.
And here we are, we're on a match point for Rumours. Big Oro play, but this is still anybody's game. Another crouch heavy punch anti-air. The patience. Man, yeah, I can see. This looks so frustrating as the Alex player. Rumours has been so on point with these anti-air crouch heavy punches. And this fireball.
Okay, I like
we
this
go.
way back to
Gotta make it happen.
gets the grab. I feel like Rumours is happy to take these grabs.
Absolutely.
And he's just like, no agree afterwards, I'll just take it.
Every reset to neutral is some pretty guaranteed damage for Rumours as Issedia tries to make the entry. My goodness, the defense.
Oh,
Man. One frame off of a proper punish for that overhead.
what are these dashes?
You can. Super, right? Chip.
Issedia out. Sent the losers versus Rumours. Genuine
Oro
gaming
wins.
Rumours. 3-2, right?
Yet another close set, like this early in the bracket too. Like, I remember watching the UNGA Down Unders earlier, and it was just like, all right, lots of 0-3s.
Is there like a rule I don't know about where we have to have one person playing a new character every match?
I hope so. Can we get more Akira, please? Can we get the next Akira to the stand?
more Oro.
It's perfect
want
that
the
you've
Karen
been
playing
playing
in
Oro
the
and I've been
game.
playing Akira.
Damn. Good game. We got DankScorpio versus Genuine Gaming bksama next. I think BK is going to be playing Soul. I haven't seen him play Street Fighter in a while, but
We're gonna have to switch client to the other fighting game, right?
yeah. I'm sure he'll do well. I'm just checking around. Yeah, Danny been leveling up pretty hard last couple of seasons. But VK is no stranger to the Bison matchup. So maybe Danny's gonna be playing the Akira this time.
Oh, I did see some
Danny
talk in the
Akira?
chat.
Danny Akira? No pressure. Maybe a little bit of
pressure.
pressure.
I don't know if you want to be playing Akira against BK. But then again, that's the same with the last two matches, but here we are.
Like you said, it's almost like a bit of a feels bad. You're like, man, I'm in this top 8 tournament, like, you know, I've done really well, and then you get there, and they're just playing this whack-ass new character.
Was it BK that played Akira in the last tournament? I should know, because I commentated that.
Yeah, you commentated, you should know. I was probably
What's right? Are we going to have an Akira mirror match?
Oh, yes. Actually, do I really want to commentate that? I'll have absolutely no idea what's on.
I would love to. Lots of elbows and lots of brothers. Let's go.
Well, BK hasn't turned up yet, so it's obviously, you know, on the Guilty Gear loading screen, where it, like, connects to the server for, like, 4 minutes.
Rats. We're already connected to another match, right? Oh, man. We have such a long road ahead of us in the first 2 matches. I'm, like, already overstressed.
I want to think about it. Just one game at a time, please.
We got the next game coming right up. Oh,
well,
man.
he's turned up, so he's beaten the loading screen boss. And
Straight into it.
He does have Akira as his favorite character right now.
Yep. If you enjoyed what you saw with Schenkhan, BK.
See, no. I'm gonna say BK is not playing Akira.
I'm gonna
I've seen this guy talk about changing characters so many times.
Yeah. And here he is changing
and he
characters.
Never does it. He will play Karen and body people, and then we're like, "Why don't you play that in tournament?" He's like, "No." I'm like, but if you don't make the transition at some point, you're never gonna make the transition. He's playing it. There's no way.
Yeah. He's an Akira main now. Check this out. There we go. Got him.
I'm out.
Easy peasy.
You can commentate yourself. No idea. All you, buddy.
Oh, mate, let's go.
I mean, I'm actually quite interested to kind of see his approach versus Schenkhan. How they differ.
I haven't really seen many matchups either, so I'm curious to see how.
You're like me. You've played the character only in training mode.
I've only played mirror matches, I'll be honest. But yeah, this is going to be quite humbling. Oh, lots of pressure coming on from Dank. Oh man, both players looking for a whiff. So like,
this is where the unfamiliarity like really shows. You know, just like this neutral game just makes feel like it's less happening.
Big damage.
All right, big damage. Like you said, I think that was one of those combos where you get more damage like standing. You did the correct kind of kick combo to get the standing.
And that's the combo that does more damage crouched if you go into medium elbow. So already bksama showing proficiency with the confirms too. Holding on. Got a little bit of a life lead. And now Dank's gonna have to find a way to get in. 25 seconds on the clock. Oh, big trade.
Yeah, I don't know, a little bit surprised that BK decided to go in. Yeah.
That's the thing, right? Like,
Bison
is really good. Bison's anti-is are good if he's ready for them. So, like, oh, there we go.
Alright. Can we see the combos? No? Okay.
We'll take what we can get.
I mean, I don't even know if that's bad. I have no idea.
To be honest, it's not that bad. You got the ender. We take those. Just we want to see some, some rival school combos.
I like it.
Sort of neutralizes the ball. Get some damage too.
Alright, so he's in the action in the corner. Okay.
Oh.
I like this
combo, yeah. My lord.
I would not have blocked that.
That was same side, but then switch sides on the... Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh, this is so tense on defense.
Dank's quite happy to sit back, I think, right now.
Just chilling.
Alright, jump in.
Yes.
Shimmy to close it out.
I mean, it was really guessies, right? Like a back throw would kill too, so I mean, you can't fault it. You just gotta choose.
Man.
So yeah, one thing I saw Dank unfortunately missed the punish on the EX kicks. It's a very unusual button because you expect the block stun for the third kick, but it actually whiffs because it's a high. So you have to block 2 hits, then go for your punish.
Yeah, you kind of have to do it a bit early. I've been messing Panda playing this character a bit as well, and like that's something I had to kind of get.
Yeah. A little bit of damage would have been enough.
Yeah, there's so much love for Akira, it seems.
She has so much going on, and it's a lot less than you expected, you know? Like, I don't know, I wasn't this excited about Dan or Rose.
Well, that's kind of like why I'm bringing it up, because I feel like it's been a while since we've seen this many people bring... You know, like, everyone picks up a new character when they come out. Nobody brings it to
Yeah, we've already had
like, you know, like the top 8 kind of deal.
Round 2.
Now, it's the same one every single game. People loving it. There might be some sort of like gentleman's agreement going on.
No way. Absolutely not. BK was...
You're right, there's no gentleman's
That was
agreement.
Akira in the last tournament. I did not say that. Big anti-air. Yeah, so a lot of these elbows are -4. Bison does have a pretty good light punch. I think a lot of those would be good to test.
Can you
light punches to maybe
maybe
blast.
say?
You can. It's sort of like a ghetto dash straight in a way. Kind of hard to space. But I think that's what happens because it's not a charge normal either.
Yeah, there's definite bonuses to not being a charge move.
Both fishing for an attack. I mean, any big whiff. Oh,
That's a back dash?
gets the activate. Oh, you can't be reversed. You gotta be careful.
That kick does a lot of damage and expect that to kill.
Final round.
Yes, it's a pretty good input. That was a clean hit too. That didn't get V trigger scaling because that was not a combo. That was a reset. So that V shift
Alright! Lesson learned.
straight damage.
Yeah.
Absolutely do not V reversal of raw Daigo.
Cross under in the corner. Bad news for the Scorpion.
Corner pressure is scary. Dank manages to get out.
Full meter from BK right now. Oh, kick and juggle.
Keeps him in the corner. Just trying to get as much damage as you can from the activate.
Okay, slide meter full.
We haven't seen Dank make much of the V trigger. Yikes. Oh, here we go. Time to shine.
Oh my god.
Oh no.
Commentator curse.
And that's a big counter hit. That's it.
Ooh, spend that meter. BK 2-0 up right now.
Damn it. Big trade.
Akira.
Trade jabs.
We're gonna get to top four, and it's gonna be nothing but Akira's and Ours.
Sounds good to me. Can't wait. You can already see BK's polished up on those confirms. He's getting a lot of damage from using the kicks when they're standing, using the elbows when they're crouched.
Yeah, I've been really quite impressed with that. Even that recognition that with the V trigger, you know, he recognized that Dank was in like a juggle state, and he just kind of spent the bar to keep him juggled and get something out of it. Obviously not like what he wanted, but still, you know, like it didn't turn into a scramble situation, which is whatever I was playing. I'd be like, ah.
The V trigger 1 is actually interesting. A lot of people compare it to Nadeshiko, but the timings that Daigo hit are definitely very intentional, and it punishes sort of like muscle memory. Like you see there, the V reversal that Dank performed got straight up smacked, and you're going into big full damage combos with that, especially with the launcher V skill.
Yeah, that.
Also, TG. And that forces them to stand up as well, because you can't take that. So you stand up into the aura for a jump forward side switch mix up.
We're learning so much today.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that shimmy.
One more. Super on deck. I mean, a single tap into elbow could do it.
Oh, he's shit. Lost his meter. Go.
Round 2.
That's a shame. Yeah, the elbow was too slow. Maybe that was a miss buffer. Tried to go for a normal into it. Just still too slow. I don't think that's
We'll never know. I'll have to ask him afterwards.
Big costly spin there as well. Now he's got to go into the next round with no meter.
That's right next to spending a bar of EX to get crushed in. It's in the feels bad column.
Yep. Dank looking in good position to take this. At the bar. You never know.
I mean, BK has the life lead. I need to wait this out, I think. It's gonna get a bit closer. Oh, okay.
Oh, he tapped it again! Mistimed? Or just really bold for BK to press there. Dank is going to maybe perhaps do it a little earlier next time. That's twice that BK's just tapped Light Punch, right? On the activates. On the detonates, Loki.
Ooh, okay. That's that back jump. BK on match point?
Final
Yeah.
round. Fight.
Wait, game point? Yeah, whatever that thing is.
That's the one, Chief. Set point. Let's see if he can push that to the loser side. This is time for Dan to wake up. It's the back deck.
Oh,
That's a read.
Okay. Good jabs. Taking an appearance.
Man, he's catching so many shimmies.
Dude, this whole match, this match just feels so different from everything else. So much faster.
Yeah. I think BK's really feeling the momentum.
I think they're both shift gears, just kind of.
Just force something.
Yeah, just kind of. Whatever's been working so far, it's not working.
Whoa, crutch heavy punch on the EXDR.
I feel like I've seen 7 B shifts this round.
Yeah. Dank's been reaching for them because, I mean, BK's been so on point with defense. There's only so many shimmy, full shimmy punishes you can take before you just want to get out, right?
Now BK's got that life lead, and
The medium kick is useful?
I mean that looked pretty useful to me. BK taking it.
Akira.
Wait, is that's not 3-0, is it?
Well, yikes.
That's the thing.
That's a pretty good. That thing knocked out the Devil's Reverse as well. I'm gonna have to start using that in my arsenal.
It looks pretty good. Maybe not if they're closer, but say at least from looking at that one specific example, that was a good idea.
Yeah.
So we'll be seeing more of DankScorpio, I'm sure, in losers bracket. But for now, we continue into our first round winners side, which is a final match: Spaceghost and Somniac.
And I don't think we're gonna see any new characters here, right? Unless Somniac wants to go Ed, that would be cool too. I'll take that.
No, I think these two players are probably the most loyal players we have in this top 8.
Yep.
Have
We're gonna see
they
the
ever
and true.
trained?
Somniac dabbled with Ed.
He's
I remember-
dabbled with some other characters.
Yeah.
but,
He's
like
tittered,
maybe
but
some
then
counterpick kind of scenarios been weighing up in his mind, but like,
counterpicking with Ed.
see, it's just I've been so confident about every other match. I'm like, BK's playing Urien. Like, Rumours is playing Cody. Like,
We're gonna get a curveball. It's gonna be Spaceghost using Dalsum and Somniac
Yeah.
using Fang, and it's just gonna throw us off. And we're gonna be like, all right.
I don't
Whatever
think we
then.
are, but we might. We might.
No, I think this is gonna be tried and true. We'll have the Bison versus the Guile. There's gonna be no gimmicks.
I'm nervous.
We're gonna see.
I'm like, I've never been this wrong in my life.
Nah, here we go. All right.
Round 1.
What do these characters do again?
Fight.
Jeez, I don't know, man.
Fireball, scissors?
That's the one, Chief.
Alright. Somniac has he's been donating generously to the UNGA donation drive, giving out extra points and prizes for everyone.
Pushing us closer and closer to our goals. The next one we hit is that one
big damage.
Oh, the
There's
shimmy
yellow
catch.
flashing everywhere. Oh,
Christ. And I'm pretty sure Bison needs 3 windows that match.
God. Wait,
Just
what?
shattering Guile's car.
Oh, like crash cam.
Oh my goodness.
This is gonna stop. Spaceghost ain't gonna let this happen.
I'm pretty sure we've got a metric to how much V-skill Somniac's made, and it's about 10 bars in these first 2 rounds.
Maybe he should just use some.
Doesn't need to.
Yeah, he's probably confused. He's like, wait, how do I have a full bar already?
Yeah. Should you have your V-trigger by now?
Oh, no, that is the exact opposite of what he's doing. Oh, okay.
That is preordained. He had that arc down to a T.
Oh,
M.Bison
beautiful.
wins.
that's like some hocus pocus, like gypsy shit. Like
That hurts. That hurts, right? Like you're
that is a moment where, like, if I'm Spaceghost, I go back to character select screen and I'm just like, I'm not even just like, what the fuck happened? I'm just like, I need to just recompose myself
decompress.
because
Round 1.
everything that just happened was the complete opposite of what I expected to happen.
If you've got a tool that can counter Guile's flash kick, oh, that shatters your confidence in that button, and that's like numero uno when you're playing Guile, right?
All right, nice
Like,
anti
yikes.
there. Oh my god.
Hey, that might be the unraveling of the seams.
Oh no. This is what I mean. Spaceghost just needs a reset. He
Yep.
just needs something to go his way.
It doesn't seem to be this round at all.
Alright. Oh, come on. Okay, just build the last for his meter.
Stacking on the chip.
Who slides there?
Mate, that was a that was a block. That was a block away. That was beautiful. Stop playing 5D chess. And I guess it's because these two are very familiar with each other's playstyles, right? They've played each other a lot.
But still, like, I don't think I've seen it this one-sided. Alright, this is it.
We're in. This is the way.
Spaceghost is seeing the light, and that light's been quickly stamped out. It's like that meme. It's like there's light at the end of the tunnel, and then you see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's Darth Vader. You're like, oh
Can we get the crush counter? Like, in the bottom left corner for us? I'm pretty sure.
no! And make it like guilty gear counter, like giant number in the middle of your screen.
Oh my lord,
Oh,
he actually
no.
comboed that with the
No.
jab.
Spaceghost, please.
Wait, I thought Somniac was the turtle of Australia. The turtles aren't this aggressive, are they? Maybe in Australia they are.
There's a special breed of turtles in Australia. They're very
It's a rabid
big,
fucking
pointy
turtle.
beaks.
Yikes.
Fine. As I said, I'm not like a go back to the character select kind of person, but
Yeah.
this is a go back to the character select moment. This
You
is
need
just
to-
like
Round 1.
Like, stem that
you just
momentum.
need a break. It's like when you're at work and your brain's not working and you're like, I need to just go do something else for 30 seconds. Just remove myself.
Somniac's timing on these normals are just... It's like hitting Ghost perfectly square. So many counter hits.
It's like one of these things where you're like, this is luck, but like it can't be, you know?
No way. This is rhythm. Look at this. It can't be this consistent and be lucky.
Come on, Spaceghost. Alright, come on. Show us what you got.
Takes the throw.
Oh,
At least he didn't get punished this time, but meter being spent.
oh
Oh boy.
just gonna
That was cross up.
Round 2.
Somniac looking at the... Another clean sweep?
Can you beat the turtle? He's got the sharp snapping pointy beak thing, and he's got the big hard shell. What are you
Another
gonna do?
push as well. So I'm looking for triple-digit crush counters. He's like, this guy doesn't have enough health for me to rack up that many crushes. Oh my lord! Another counter hit. This is crazy.
No, come on, Space. Come on. I believe.
Here we go.
Believe.
It's like Spaceghost has set himself to counter hit only. I can't even like.
There's something bugged in this training mode.
Like every single hit has been a counter hit, even the ones that like that was an early jump and counter hit.
Single button was the wrong one or at the wrong time.
That was a wash.
This,
oh lord, that was destruction.
dude, I need to go back to character select screen now.
Yeah. Can we take a moment? Jesus.
F's in chat is about all I can say. Well, hopefully he can recompose himself in the loser side, and we'll see him a bit later. But we are going to have a quick break. So shout outs to our sponsors, Genuine Gaming, Team WP, Chris's Clubhouse. Shout out to you guys for joining us tonight, and for all of the other UNGA tournaments. I love you guys, and we'll see you in a couple minutes.
There he is. I've spent plenty of time with him. Can confirm, evil guy.
Oh my goodness, Rose.
Rose?
Get this trash ass Rose out of my face. He's fucking throwing.
I saw his
Nah, you didn't see
Rose,
shit. You didn't
and
see
it was acceptable. I wouldn't call it good. It's not going to beat Spaceghost unless he's been working on it in the past 12 hours, 24 hours.
I know that Rose's V skills are like pretty meh, but I still go for V skill 2 in this matchup.
Yeah, 100%. I like Rose a lot. I've been playing a bit just for fun. And the cards are... That's a joke V skill. Honestly. It's a joke V skill. It might as well... It does nothing, man. It does nothing.
If he gets the whatever that soul satellite is, I think you should throw a card with it because they actually have projectile. They absorb projectiles and still keep going. That's the good thing about the cards, right?
Yes, that's the main thing they've got going for it, right?
So I don't know why he's not using it after he does the soul satellite, because that means it'll beat the sonic boom no matter what.
Yeah, it would go straight through it too, huh?
Yeah.
Would it be? Could he jump? There'd be spaces where he can jump. It would be the only thing, wouldn't it? 'Cause it's extremely slow.
Oh, then you get to skip the space. That's what you want with God, right?
Yeah.
Oh, combo. Yeah, there we go.
Okay. Round on the board. First round goes to Shen.
He could even like cancel into V trigger off the X Fireball, and then have a bigger combo. But yeah, still one set. I mean,
I like that he's using V trigger 1 as well. This is the I like the 1-2 setup. V trigger 1.
I think it's better than V trigger 2. I think V trigger 2 is just really cool.
Yeah. I think it's more consistent. Like you get Twitter clips out of the two.
Yeah, and you can just do reversal V trigger, and that's it, because it only lasts for I think 6 to 7 seconds, something like that.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Very, very similar in terms of like on block activations to Furies. Like just eat it, take the throw, or V reversal.
You mean Drew's V trigger 1?
Yeah.
Drew's V trigger 1 is really good, even on block.
Yeah. Well, you get the chip in the block stream, right?
Well, you don't want to use it. Like you just want to press the normals.
Yeah.
And an even like better way of utilizing a V trigger is instead of like using the V trigger combos, you use your meter to save more meter for the V trigger extensions.
Yeah, true. You just use it as a way to get lights.
For like 50 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, if you just use it as a way to get from like lights to mediums, right? Just make it.
Yeah, and then use EX instead of her actual V trigger.
No,
it can
that makes
last
sense.
for a really long time.
I literally hadn't thought about it that way.
Yeah.
That's really smart, actually. I literally hadn't considered it. Okay, go to the meeting. No.
My God, these sweeps should not be connecting, but they are.
No.
Here we go. No, oh, yeah, you can combo jab off that. Why didn't you?
Oh, sweep. Oh, he back teleport.
Why?
I don't know. I have absolutely no idea. That must be an input error.
I think he doesn't know the teleports. I'm not even kidding.
No way he doesn't know the teleport.
Why would he do that?
It has to be an input error. It has to be an input error.
Nah, it's so hard to input error that. You literally have to press the opposite direction.
Yeah, look, you're right. But I just, like, you are, factually, you are correct. However,
Let's see this one. Yeah, I'm waiting, come on.
I don't know, man. Like, how can you, why would you pick a character in winners finals if you...
Because the
You don't know
guy
what it is.
sandbags, the little runt.
He's not,
It's
Are we-
Rose. When have you seen his Rose? Come on.
last night, actually.
Yeah, and how was that? That was not good at all.
He won the second game. He lost
After
the
losing 3? Yeah.
He has gone back to character select now, though, so I reckon he's going to swap to Ken.
If he wants to win, he'd pick Zeku.
Oh, for sure, of course, but I think he'll pick Ken.
Alright, let's go.
God, I'm good, man.
You weren't doing too well last night, though.
No, I was doing pretty good last night. I had a pretty good read. I was above 50%.
I think in your first match, first set you weren't, but the other ones you were a little bit shaky.
Yeah, it was on and off. I was definitely hot and cold, for sure.
Yeah, the UNGA NZ one, you had that one, though.
Yeah.
This V-Trigger 2 now is really good.
Oh, good, man.
Oh, look at this combo. Oh, it's Crush Counter, sorry. I thought it was the whip punish.
I must say, I do like the Ken change.
So much damage there.
He does. The damage is a bit much, I think. But
It's insane.
the like the crouch fierce change, like especially that one where if they get it at like max range into the heavy Tatsu, and then it the heavy Tatsu combos into another Tatsu.
Yeah,
That's pretty sick.
it is, but man, it's messed up. Like, I think
insane.
Spaceghost can die if he activates if there's a VT activation.
Oh yeah, he's 100% dead. He can't throw a boom unless it's in a block screen. Or is he gonna build? He might build the bar here to kill.
Nah.
No, not enough. Nah, not enough. Yeah, you're right. Not enough. The trigger's running out.
Yeah.
So I reckon a reset here.
No, he's gonna finish it.
Yeah.
This is Spaceghost.
We went for the reset. Dropped it though.
Oh, that's it. Oh, what?
No, he's gone for the short one. And he's dead. That's the second time he's done that this tournament, where he's just woken up either tech or button in like the worst possible situation. Very uncharacteristic.
Yeah.
Normally, Space Ghost is very good at picking his defensive options or cycling to the correct one at the right time, at least. Okay.
Oh.
Sort of how that first round went. There starts didn't work. I'm waiting for it. He's trying to heavy punch DP through for sure. You can tell from where he's standing. Ooh, okay.
Oh, look at that. -2 into dash forward. Nice. Oh, yeah. Cheap.
Running at it.
Test it. No V trigger. Hitbox combos. He can win. He can lose. Come here.
Again. Ooh, no, it gets thrown there. Round
What the hell? He grabbed the limb. Grab the limb. He had the shimmy attempt corrected. I think too early on the shimmy. Oh, Guile's jumping buttons are insane.
Yeah, they're so good. The jump heavy kick is like a dive kick, man. Like it's just hitbox. There's just
It just
no
hits so
hitbox.
deep, yeah. Uh-oh.
Wow,
Okay.
raw heavy punch DP.
Ken is sponsored by Nike.
Yeah, just do it. They gotta get the tick on the sandals on that tracksuit in time for round top.
Here we
There
go.
it is.
Doesn't catch it. Come on, just
Yeah.
it's so much damage.
Now he's guaranteed dead off any hit though.
Yeah.
So
That-
not if you drop it though. The stare down and the link, very nice. And getting again to the board itself with the can with the hospital shoes.
That was the only way he could have won, and Space Ghost gave it to him.
Yeah.
I would have just got the hell out of there. Like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
back
walk
up, back up.
Yeah.
The moment you're sitting there staring at each other for a moment, you think about it, be like, "Hey, I'm Guile," and just mash back down and just start throwing booms, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Not even throw anything, just
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're
puts
right.
he can too.
Yeah, you're right. He had the V trigger still as well, so yeah, boom would be a terrible idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Back up and hit those long range buttons, man. Not much Ken can do about those at like anywhere further than right in your face.
Pretty much, yeah. This is really fun watching. Oh,
I do like watching Schenkhan. It's good fun.
yeah, it's really good.
You can tell that it's his favorite character. Like
The first love's always the favorite.
exactly. Dash up. Ooh. Actually got the can hit jab, but it worked out in the lights and that's dead. Yep.
Steve, what was that like?
Quick work.
What, a jump into death? That's
Yeah,
what I mean
pretty
by
much,
Ken's
yeah.
damage.
Made one mistake and it all fell apart in seconds, man.
I think Ken's better than Ryu now.
Yeah, very close, I reckon, the two of them.
Like with this patch that they gave to Ken, I think he's better.
Rock solid. They're both just like rock solid.
Ken can robbery.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right, man.
Yeah.
That V-Trigger 2 is like pseudo robbery. Realistically, your opponent still does have to make a mistake to get the most out of it.
Yeah.
But the damage, like throwing a fireball at mid-screen wouldn't be considered a mistake against most of the cars.
Yeah. Oh.
Damn, delay button.
Alright, one hit. There you go. Here you
Yeah,
go.
there it is.
DP. Super.
And
Yeah.
dead. That's he dropped it!
Told you! I told you!
And he's dead.
Is it first to 3? Because that's 2-1.
Yes, that's 2-1. Top 4 is first to 3. So we should have one more game here at minimum.
Welcome back to the UNGA Down Under Finals. I had to go replace my monitor after Somniac actually smashed it with his huge crush count last match, but it's okay, we can now see the games. How are you feeling, Robbie?
Just trying to get a fucking. I need a sugar hit. I'm just. I feel like my heart just kind of like the heart rate was too high, and it's trying to bring it back down.
I've exerted too much energy getting stressed out in these first four matches.
Another, I don't know, 2 hours of this, probably longer. I don't know. We're gonna be here a while, and there's a whole much more exciting games to get through. So let's get these players in here and get going.
The stakes only get higher. We've got our first losers match. So for elimination, it's gonna be Schenkhan versus Issedia.
Yeah, we're getting straight in here with the losers match first.
I mean, Schenkhan was busting out the Akira. You sure he's gonna go back to that Ken? I was watching that replay.
Can you imagine being Issedia right now? And he's like, I just got knocked out into losers by an Oro, and now I'm gonna get knocked out of the tournament, maybe by an Akira. Like,
Isedia's going through the rulebook. Like, is there that 2 week no new?
Yeah,
character?
like you were sweating right now. Like, you don't want that to happen. Maybe. We'll see.
I mean, well, Schenkhan was showing a fairly unpolished Akira. I think Issedia would be okay to play against that. We'll see, though. I mean, Schenkhan's got what?
You're giving all this flack to the guy that organizes and runs UNGA.
Hey, look, I'll tell it straight, okay? I've been playing Akira for a full week, all right?
You don't want to be out from the family, man. You gotta watch what you're saying, boy.
He's gonna take this tough love and become a better Akira for it, okay? That's it. I'm just stating the facts. But I'm pretty sure we might see something else. We'll see.
We'll soon find out. I mean, I'm sure it'll be a great match. Kind of hoping that it's a little bit less fast-paced and exciting than the last one.
Man, yeah, my blood pressure is a bit high after seeing that many. I've got
high or low or both.
We got a Bison as a top player here in NZ. I'm pretty sure you guys know him. Getting crush counted by him, I'm pretty sure it's a life-shortening experience. And just seeing that hero's one.
I do want to know what his thought process was for bringing up the Ken. But let's get in it. Schenkhan versus Issedia. First to 3. Losers. Someone's going home.
Absolutely. And the tried and true.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh, getting hit by that. What's going on? Oh, no!
Okay. Maybe it's going to take a little bit for Schenkhan to get that killer memory out.
Don't worry about it.
Here we go. Oh, big confirm.
All the way to the corner. Around the world.
Close to it. The stun racking up.
Oh, no. Just
Is that dust boot to the face? Oh,
Looks
man.
like you could use more training.
Bold choice, but it worked out.
Round 2. Fight.
Like, this is still first to 3. The whole tournament.
Yeah, we got the punish on the boot. -4.
And that punish got buffed too. It can hit things at much further ranges now. It's a
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, Ken got buffed?
Ken got buffs. Ken's actually super nice. V skill 2, V trigger 2 Ken is the one I roll. But that hard punch DP, it got touched and it's good.
Yeah, this isn't looking like a great round for Issedia right now.
You clobbered in the corner. Here we go.
Okay. This is the trigger.
Do you up the explosion effect for the final powerbomb?
Oop. Okay, yeah, interrupt that.
Was that the Yami frame trap that he tried to go for?
No, that was Showcult. That was the V trigger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that wasn't the old Yami drop. I've actually never really seen Issedia do that. It is still a thing.
I thought that was going to be huge brain plays because he needed a comeback. Oh, big punish.
Landing a command grab is never a comeback start.
But it's Alex!
Alright, let's get using a bad spot. Activate.
One confirm away. That was
Oh, he stood up into the DDT. Alright, he shipped out, gets a punish into super. Does this? No.
Oh, that whiffed.
We've seen that one before.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, 3 minutes ago in the video prior.
That's, yep.
Schenkhan special, that one. Oh,
my
no,
lord.
apparently so is standing up into the DDT.
Alex has the resources to close this.
Yeah. Needs the... Oh, no? Alright. Got a bit
Tries
shaky.
to force his way in.
Ken wins.
Yeah,
Hello.
I think just trying to dig for a counter confirm into the super would have been the way.
I figured that would be the case, yeah. A bit bold, but maybe, I mean, like an EX stomp, that's Alex's go-to in terms of like the swinging into his favor.
But it's also like, sure, you're +2 in their face, but you still need something big after that to actually kill.
Round
But you're
one.
telling me you can block that?
Fight.
Yeah. He did block it. Schenkhan blocked it. You can do it too. It's not just Schenkhan. I believe in you.
Really?
Really. 100%.
Schenkhan up 1.
Oh, doesn't get the hit.
Was that a spacing dependent?
Yeah, it would have been better if I stand heavy punch into an elbow. PvP.
Issedia still can do it. Oh, having a hard time. Honest Shoto game.
Solid anti-air. Go in the corner, make him shaky.
I did it!
Round 2.
Schenkhan looking like he's gonna run away with it this time.
We're halfway through the game. The set.
And the anti-airs are a lot better on
so
this game.
like, yeah, it's like day and night and day when you compare like the 3-frame startup DP to the 10-frame.
Yeah. You can see already, like, just Shen's looking so much more comfortable. Now that he's got eyes on the sky, he's got the fireball as well. His fireball DP game is just...Issedia's just having such a hard time finding his way in. And this is sort of the issue he was dealing with when he played against Rumours as well. The fireball anti-air of Aura. Big damage.
Alright, he hits the super this time. Schenkhan taking too low right now.
What's the solution here? And in before character select
Ken
screen.
wins.
What can Alex do?
I mean, I want to say play slower. Like, it either way, like, it's uncomfortable for Alex. But, you know, like, the EX stomps and, you know, like, always kind of ending your strings into power bombs and things. they can really only get you so far because they all just kind of like stop,
Round 1.
get in, and then you stop.
Fight.
Go.
And a lot of them are sort of wish confirms as well. He just does them anyway, and he's gotten punished a lot.
Yeah, so it seemed like a lot of anti-air jump-ins. And I think he's just got to try and play this lower ground game, which I still think is an uphill battle. But, you know,
The hill
you
is
gotta
at
use
a
those
lower
options.
end.
Yeah. Using those options sparingly.
Oh no. He's literally moonwalking on him with each throw. Oh yeah. That cross chop actually saved him, but yeah.
See here, like, it's the same thing versus Oro. He's just holding charge, you know? And at this level, these players can just see he's holding charge and just wait, you know? Like, they're not stressed. And it's, you know, just needs to just slowly push him forward, press some buttons.
Round 2. Fight.
It is hard. I had it. This is the first time this kind of happened to me when I was playing Alex. I was versing Dale, and he I seriously had like an existential crisis. I was like, I can't do anything.
Issedia is having an existential crisis right now. This is match point. Eating a super. This is your 2/3 health.
Ooh, opportunity. Ooh, this is a punch.
Couldn't capitalize.
Oh, it's one of those things, man. Like when you're this down, like you just drop stuff. Like your mind's somewhere else. You're not ready for it.
Scores down, and so is the morale. Oh, big
Can I punish? Whoop, not quite dead.
Yikes.
Unfortunate end toIssedia's run.
Ken wins.
For anyone watching, wondering, that is difficult.
That's frustrating.
I'm
Both Oro and Ken, the same style of keep away. But Ken just... same
I
style
would
of
think
keep
Ken
away.
has,
with a
Ken
rush
has a
down.
bit more of like the oppressive like rush down as well, and obviously slightly better at Ken than Akira. Sorry,
I haven't... I feel so bad. Like, I always see Alex highlight videos, and I'm like, yeah. You know, this is bullshit. This
Yeah,
guy
let's
must-
go, Alex.
and then seeing him play Issedia was just... I was rooting for him. Like, I feel so bad. It
Wow.
looks really rough to get in.
It is. It is.
But I mean, that's just testament to the players.
Thanks for showing us the Alex Issedia. And that was his first debut into the UNGA top 8, and hopefully we'll see him again next time.
Absolutely.
But we're moving on to our next losers bracket game, which is DankScorpio versus Spaceghost. Genuine gaming Spaceghost.
Let's hope Spaceghost is reset, because I haven't seen Spaceghost being handled like that.
I think you'll fine. But
He's going
there
from-
is also an element of, you know, versing the same character.
Yeah.
You know, like, does that trauma, like, come through to the next
No need for talk.
I would like to think not.
Maybe in the reverse, he's gonna double down.
Down.
Yeah.
It's gonna be more of a punching time.
Round 1.
You know, like, there's certainly an element of, you know, when you lose that bad, you go away, you think about it, and you know, you come up with some answers.
Already, yeah, it's looking different already.
Well, this is the kind of pace you would have expected from Som's game.
Yeah. Like, off the bat,
Playing
what's on it?
low.
Booms. We've got a crush counter as well, and we've got Oki
on.
until one more mix up. Oh, beautiful jump back catch. That was clean.
I don't see no trauma here.
Round 2.
That's
I mean, the wounds are on the body, right?
that is
It's
a
not
polished
back.
bald head right now. Oh, that crush counter hurts. Push him all the way to the corner.
Tank looking for all.
Oh no!
That's super on deck too. Here we
God,
go.
he's cheating.
It's a shimmy down under. Because everything's
Cheating.
upside down here, right?
Press a
Guile wins.
button and you get a shimmy.
Hey, we take it. Spaceghost looking dominant in the first round already, first match. I think it's the opposite. He's out for blood.
Yeah, man. He wants to climb that ladder and get that rematch with Som.
Absolutely.
Round 1.
Grand finals, genuine gaming, Spaceghost, Som. I'm calling it right now.
Let's see what changes Dank makes. Already, there we go. He's on the board.
Okay. I respect the V shift down.
I think we're going to see a lot of V shifts between these two characters. Players. This is just how they. I know Dank loves to get away with V shift. Water pressure enough.
Versus Guile.
You'd be surprised. Guile's got some pretty good close-up pressure, especially in the
He does, but
there you go. And you can actually punish that upside down kick as well if you time it. The delay V shift might be able to cover
I
this.
like that entry.
Use the cross up on that scissors.
Oh, yeah. The V trigger activate. Oh, Spaceghost special. We got the lose.
Surely this one.
Just swagging. There's no way. Like, where does he drop it slash reset it? Oh. Cheeky shit. Who raised you?
That's so rough. You're watching a combo for 20 seconds, and you have to be actively looking. For
I gotta admit, that kind of stuff definitely annoys me. I despise versing all just because, you know, the bloody like the EX Parabellum combos just go forever, and I'm just like sitting there picking my nose waiting for it to finish. I'm like, come on guys, I got better things.
Does it hurt that it's optimal?
Maybe.
Here we go. Unfortunately, doesn't have the meter for it.
Spaceghost got all the answers right now.
Yeah, that's the second slide answer, right? And that's a pretty gnarly answer.
Guile win.
That's big damage.
Yeah, that's about as like big as you can get.
Yep. And that's 2 slides, right? Like, that's the confident activate button for Bison. And it's just getting stuffed out twice and losing more health for it.
There is also something to say about being predictable about it.
Round 1.
I'm not saying if I was versing Danny, I would have called it out. I wouldn't have. But, you know, it is just, like you said, it's the go-to Bison thing. You see that, like, I've lovingly referred to that little red bar in the corner as the slide bar. Because as soon as it gets filled, they slide. You know, like, they want the activate.
Absolutely. And in the same vein, you see a lot of players just jumping as soon as they see Bison locked and loaded.
Yeah, 100%. Like, there is that, like, Canadian wing in there. Trying to do something different.
Guile's got the chance to activate V-trigger build.
We may see a V-ship this time. Oh, we saw it!
And Max punished too with the death sentence. Huge opportunity to jump, and that's.
I was really thinking that Danny had it. Like about halfway through that game, I was like, and then
I think the choice was right, but the problem was that the slow boom was too slow, and Bison's backdash moves too quickly. So, didn't get into the V-shift animation, and then just gets full jump and punish.
I feel like this may be a case of too much.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
like I said, I thought Danny had a favor, and the Spaceghost got V-trigger. It was all over. But if Danny had that extra like half bar and had the V-trigger, like I could have seen maybe. Alright, big opportunity for Danny.
Flash kick not reaching it.
Oh, okay. Danny on the board. Let's go.
You're weak. Final round.
Now you gotta fight down a full super Guile.
Full super Guile.
Hey, that's a half health round.
Okay. Yeah, no, it's just the way you said it, you know, reminding me of like, you know, Street Fighter 2 Super Turbo Active Ultra Galactic version 2019.
It's scary, like coming into a final round.
Super Guile.
This is Shin Guile. Oh, there we go. One touch. There we go.
Oh. Danger zone of it. Oh my god. Zombie Guile coming up from the grave, progressing through losers with a vengeance.
Guile
Crisp
wins.
cross
Again,
cut.
is that 3-0?
I think it was.
That's a rough run for Danny.
Yep.
Unfortunate.
Being on the receiving end of a vengeful Space Ghost.
Oh god. Yeah, I feel like if you're watching that game, if you're watching Spaceghost versus Som, you almost would be like, I hope it's Som. You don't want to anger the Space Ghost. So we're getting out of the losers bracket for now. We'll come back to it later. And we're going to be having. Wait, who are we having? All right. Swap the order on me, mate. We're having BK versus Somniac. So another genuine gaming plan.
That's Robbie talking to King Kai, by the way.
No, I think it's funnier if you guys think I'm just talking to myself. If you guys think I'm crazy, then I think most people think that anyway. So I'm just playing it. You're ruining my character.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
Mate, come on. We talked about this. Yeah,
I'm in trouble with
gaming.
I'm in trouble with you as well.
You're right. I realize it's late in New Zealand. I'm giving you some slack. Just don't do it again. So we have another genuine gaming. Genuine gaming making some waves here. bksama versus Somniac.
Retired the Akira for now. We're going serious.
Round 1.
Wait, his Akira wasn't serious?
Oh no, his Urien is a whole nother level.
He was serious and super serious.
Yeah, super serious. Look, they're pacing each other out. They're even matching colors too. Is this
they've played this match.
Oh, absolutely. We're at the Bad Guys convention in the second training stage.
I really do like this action.
Oh, I like Dark Knight for everything. Oh my lord. Somniac locking down BK in the corner. Scissors coming out. Oh. BK's gotta be looking for an activate somewhere. Oh my lord, these scissors!
Maybe it's not like a Som vs Space Ghost rhythm thing, and it's just that Som is just on fire tonight.
Som is a snapping turtle. What was the breed that he mentioned earlier? This is a change.
It's like leatherback. Oh, I gotta find it. Something about leatherback.
I don't know, man, but you don't want to be in front of him at all. Jesus.
Yeah, man, go for the tail. But the problem in this game is they always turn to face you. You know what I mean?
Goodness.
Oh my god.
Can you see? Can we maybe for the next tournament?
Oh, what is going on?
We need a Som counter hit counter.
M.Bison
We need that.
wins.
You know how like there was a scoop counter for Zangief in season 1? We need like a counter hit counter.
Can we just move Som to winners final just to save everyone else the embarrassment?
Jesus. This is not the time to be in his way at all, because that turtle is moving super damn fast through the
I
screen.
feel like Som has been saving his energy for like the last like season. He's just been storing all of the energy that he would otherwise spent, and when he's wanted, he's unleashing it right now.
Wait a minute, is this the family dog? Like when Sako had a kid?
No,
this is it, right?
it's the married bastard. It's usually like when you get married, you win a dog. But,
Okay, alright.
but they got married a while ago,
So he was storing that
and
out.
he's got a kid now.
This is so dominant. Another counter hit. And that was a jab too. Like,
Round 2.
what is happening?
Has he installed some hacks?
I think so. We're gonna have to investigate. This is getting out of hand. Oh,
Nobody knows what's going on right now.
surely this is busted, right? He's got his opponent set to counter opponent.
Yeah, it's this training stage. Down hit only. Random block.
BK just trying to get something started. Gets kind of jammed out of it. I don't even know what to say. I'm actually speechless.
Okay, alright. Hold on. Alright. Crisis averted. Everything's relatively okay.
Final round.
That's one round.
Fight.
Still. Alright. Yes, here we go. BK got some pressure going now.
Oh, maybe not.
Big dash punish.
Oh, we got the V-shift punish, I like it.
Oh, very nice. Gets the Oki on too. Hitting in the gap as well.
BK's found it. He's found those gaps. Alright.
Beautiful.
Cleans it up. One game apiece.
Urien wins.
That charged heavy punch into shoulder. Ooh.
I'm a bit torn. I was honestly quite enjoying just watching Som go on a rampage.
It's no
just
fun
insane.
seeing someone dominate that badly.
I know.
You gotta get some fight back, right?
Like I know it has
Round one.
to end at some point.
Fight.
But it's like, you know, like it's that WWE thing. When someone is just winning constantly, everyone wants them to fall, and when they fall so hard.
And you're rooting for the not falling side. You want to see Somniac.
I'm just rooting for the narrative. I want to see this man's ego so high tonight that when he loses a game, it comes crashing.
Wow, BK-sama putting up a huge fight now. Somniac's kind of struggling to find his rhythm. Can we get the big?
One every death, that's it. Alright.
Titan falls.
Alright, Jesus. Yeah,
Momentum swinging. What's changed? BK is dominating in these in the sort of Oki situations.
Oh, he's just pressing the right buttons he did before, but he's just pressing them better.
Ah. Rhythm. Oh, huge shoulder.
Alright.
Empty jump low.
Love
Stun racking up. Make some space with that activate. Gets the reset as well.
I just said someone's playing big figure 1 game as well. Oh! That was almost
Oh, that's gonna be big damage.
Excuse me? What's going on there?
There's some spaghetti. Oh, Jesus. Good conversions though. EK now up too.
Urien wins.
Spaghetti everywhere.
Bit unfortunate, but BK cleaning up. Getting some points on the board too.
Alright, yeah. 2-1 to Genuine Gaming BK. Can we see the return of the king?
Fight.
This BK just running away with it.
This is like such a different match. The first one was so one-sided. BK's managed to turn it around, literally on its head.
It's the exact same thing that I was saying about the Spaceghost. Like, it's not like the other person was playing bad. It's just Som had just like the correct read or the correct timing every single time. And BK's just switched up that timing just a little bit. He's able to play the game.
That was a beautiful block. Catching
like
that
that
EX headbutt right in the gap.
Right, activate.
Yeah, isn't some usually uses the other beach?
I mean, I do think it's matchup dependent, but yeah, for some reason I did expect to be triggered too.
Oh boy, that mirror is hella scary right in his face. Got the blast out now.
Oh! Anti-air medium punch.
That was beautiful.
Textbook.
Damn. Yep. Here we go. This is the sum we're all familiar with.
Found his
But
way
it's,
out.
Perfect timing on these the scissors. Delayed just enough. Uh-oh. Trigger on deck. Trying to find an activate, gets counter hit again.
Som back on the board. 2-all.
M.Bison wins.
Yep, 2-all. Tied up.
2-all.
BK trying to make something big happen with that EX headbutt, but couldn't do it.
I think it's worth pointing out that all of these games have been pretty one-sided. Like,
yeah.
It's either Som's dominating or BK's dominating. There's no in between.
And this is the final one. We don't know who's. There's no pattern here, right?
This one's gonna be close as. This one's gonna be easy, right? Right?
We'll see. Don't curse it. Corner for Som. One away from stun.
Ooh, that's a stun. He's dead?
That's close. Activate on deck.
That jab.
Couldn't find it.
Round 2.
Som now on match point.
Just waiting for this BK magic.
BK's been very explosive.
Both of them have.
Yeah, actually. That's so weird to say.
This little back turtle snapping boy is just taking off his shell. He's just going
no.
He doesn't need the shell anymore. It's just weighing him down. Just training legs. Oh my god. Oh.
One away. Tries to bait the EX headbutt just like last round.
Oh, whoa.
Just go into the mirror for the punish.
I have not seen that before.
That was armor specific. That was class. Back on deck.
Counter hit combo. Well, lucky for us, we're tied up. The final game, final round.
I got no idea how this is gonna go. Big forward beating punch conversion on that bar jumping.
BK into having a strong lead this game so far.
Yeah, this is a stone's throw away from death.
Oh my god, BK.
You wouldn't throw me 3 times.
Stop it.
You wouldn't throw
Stop
3
it.
times.
Win.
You playing with me, boy? You just playing with your food.
Damn, what a close set. That was crazy. That was like 2 people in training mode showing what they got. Alright, it's my turn. Hand the controller over.
Genuine gaming BK. Just winning it. 3-2. But I feel like he was sandbagging.
That was the most pendulum swing match we've seen. Like, I don't even know how was it that one-sided, swinging both ways? It was crazy.
That comeback second last round from BK was good.
That armor in the mirror.
It's like it's a perfect example of like the momentum.
Yeah.
Like he had a full life bar to get through, did a couple of mix-ups, gets the win. Almost gets the win. Some jumps on the fireball. And then the next rounds are perfect. You know what I mean? It's just get that snowball rolling.
That's been sort of the ideal of Street Fighter V since its inception. It's such a momentum heavy game.
I mean, I would say Street Fighter 4 was the same.
You've brought back some repressed memories.
Yeah, I'm not the hugest fan of 4, to be honest.
I mean, it wasn't so bad.
I enjoyed my time with it at the time.
It's its own game. It's its own beast. It's completely different.
Oh man,
I don't miss Akuma and Ibuki Oki loops. I mean, fuck, Akuma's got it now anyway. It doesn't matter. But man,
right now we are going into. Wait, are we? No. Right.
Back on the winner side.
The voice in my head
Rumours.
is popping things around, and now I'm just confused. We got TB versus Genuine Gaming Rumours once again playing the Aura.
I think Rumours is dead set on playing Aura, or at least getting as many tournament matches as he can with him.
And I feel like he's gonna give up. Well, we'll see. We'll see next season.
Is this the most chicken leg you've seen out of Aura? That was 2 anti-fireball chicken legs. Oh my lord.
Yeah, the EX legs has projectile invincibility.
He needs it. It looks like TB spacing these fireballs just out of chicken leg range. Oh boy. 2-hit fireball? Oh, gets full busted.
Yeah.
TB throwing the plasma. Oh, that's a punish.
This matchup looking painful for Aura right now.
Yeah, we'll see. Oh no.
What did you even do?
He got it crouch.
Looked a little too deeply in the mirror.
Yeah.
Aura looked in that mirror and was like, oh shit, I'm a bit more ugly than I thought it was.
That's punch his mug into shape. I don't know what that was. Damn.
If I woke up and saw Aura's face in the mirror as well, I'd be terrified.
TV got him locked down now.
Yeah, it's the Aura thing, right? You just end up in the corner.
Until that happens.
Yeah.
Aura's got quite a lot of aerial approaches.
The double jump definitely helps.
Yeah.
Not that we see it much from Rumours.
I think Rumours is leaning more toward the fireball long range game. Here we go, big damage.
Alright, yeah, this hurts in the corner. Oh no, he's on the wrong combo loop.
That was the Karen whiff special OP reset, obviously.
Yeah.
Bit of unfamiliarity, probably just dropped the extension.
I'm not gonna give him any fight for it.
See these chicken legs, just trying to preamble fireball. They look like they recover quite nicely on the ground. Well, at least at this point.
Yeah,
Is there any other extensions he can do from that jump, or is it just purely the dive kick looking leg?
I'm confused about which one.
Oh, the quarter circle forward kick? Good activate.
The chicken leg.
Is that the chicken leg? When he jumps in a weird looking demon flip on?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah. Is there anything else he can do there, or is it just the kicks?
No, it's just the kicks. But then you also have the instant air version. You kind of just do it in the air, and you can do it like real close to the ground. And that kind of opens up a couple of different options.
Shimmy. Okay. Oh, it's got a lot to work with. Super now on deck as well. Oh boy.
Oh, nice confirm into super.
Is that? That's 80% super, right?
Whoa, you're kidding me. Rumours spewing right now.
The skin of his teeth. He's got the Murray, he's got a super. He's got all the reasons. Oh.
Yeah, alright, we take those. Rumours taking the first game.
Oro wins.
Damn, that was a punish on a knee as well. Well spaced.
I like it. Crash-like kick to finish it off.
Is that the snapping turtle that he's holding right there? Is that Somniac in his hands? Not today.
Yeah, wait, guys, does the can someone in chat tell me, does the turtle disappear when he's versing Som? is that the
only in third strike. Oh man, corner again. Gets a huge jump in. Trading back and forward. Yo! I punch DP.
Seems like Rumours kind of just slowed down his game, just playing basic fireball footsies, you know?
Absolutely. Fireball, anti-air with crouch heavy punch. That's all you need. Look at yeah, TB's having a real hard time getting in. Finally, after one bar.
He's got him in the corner though. That's where he wants him.
Have you seen Aura's fingers yet?
Yeah, I have actually.
Keeping him at bay. Oh. What have we got here? Locking him down. Oh.
Whoa. Smart.
Good awareness on the life.
Alright, Rumours sitting on full meter as well. Meter does seem hard to spend on Aura though.
I think that's because Rumours isn't really using the medium punch to anti-air. I see a lot of like extensions leading to super from that. He's opting for crouch heavy punch in 100% of situations.
I would agree at this stage.
And he's not really getting much Oki because of it. Like, outside of that, Oro doesn't get Oki. You gotta spend bar for the EX kicks, or you gotta anti with
I don't think the medium punch anti-air is quite as free as Mega.
Oh, absolutely.
I haven't played enough. No, but
yeah. Especially at the ranges that he's forcing TV to be at with the fireballs. Here we go.
This is the short one. That's dead. Super. I like that. So yeah, he used the powered up trigger to that. So there's a version where you can where you have 3 like floating objects, and there's one where you have 5.
Yeah, enlighten us. What's the difference between them? Because as far as I know, more objects the better, right?
Well, yeah, but the 5-hit one doesn't last anymore.
Oh, okay. So if
that was the 5-hit one, and he only got 3-4 hits in there.
I lost count. There was I saw 40 hits on the combo card and a super.
But he props to him. He kind of knew that that was the best route to get into the super.
You have to decide on the fly, right? As soon as you activate,
as soon as you activate it. If you hold down, you get the 5. If you don't, you get the 3.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that because I'm still at the stage where I'm just activating and then mashing back medium kick for 8 times. So it's nice to see someone's less lazy than I am.
It's really cool that they opened them up. That kind of reminds me of it's like Mika, not Mika, sorry. Ibuki, how she had different timings for bombs. So initially everyone stuck with what was strong and easy to do. For now I think Oro 5 stones is probably the one to go for. But later on down the line...
There's been a couple of times when 3 stones has killed me because I'll get a crush counter and then the stones will come in and get them out earlier.
Oh.
And my brain just isn't... I'm like, shit. But I think the 5 one would have kept them in blocks number enough so that could be a follow-up.
Right.
So it definitely opens up some more routes. It's just you have to keep those routes a bit more short.
Thinking in Street Fighter 5? I gotta think about my options?
Yeah, it's a new feeling.
It's strong showing,
That's why I was good with Alex, because he was don't think.
Does that work as a strength instead?
Yeah.
Gets the crouch beating kick into the X legs. That's a pretty big
This is the opening TV one.
It's a
Can
big
we activate?
corner.
Okay.
Couldn't get the mirror out. It's gonna have to hold these stones, and this is so scary.
So C is using the V skill 2 there to go to the overhead.
Yep.
So you get the overhead, and then the stones come in, and you can just get a huge follow-up like that.
Tricky thing is, when Oro has activated stones, I feel like he controls the game, and it's really hard to get even a straight hit on him because the stones just cover whiff punishes. Every hit's a conversion. Crouch medium finger into whatever the hell you want. Really. And we saw that in the first game. Big conversion.
I think there are ways around it. So people aren't thinking about it yet. Projectile invincible moves. So if you're Karen, you can kind of just weave in you can weave in the EX, whatever it's called, dash. Kind of just find your way in and reverse it. But
in this case, it'd be like an EX headbutt for Urien. You have to have charge.
I guess so. Yeah,
spin the bar as well.
There's definitely ways around it. I mean, I guess even V shift. I'm not sure. But it's just so early. People haven't labbed this stuff out.
At this point, it's sort of just let him run himself down the clock because that V trigger timer is quite quick, right?
Wait, hold on. While we've been talking, I lost track of the count. Was that?
Yeah, that's 3. That's
okay.
The last one.
All right. Yeah. Thanks. Thanks
just have an informative spiel on Oro, because he's
the
only
voice
been
in
out
my
for
ears just gone to sleep. That's fine. I'm not blaming you, by the way. I believe we're going down to losers now.
So, all fleshed out. We're gonna go to a break. Looks like we've got a full GG's winners final coming up, so don't go away for that. Bold joke. King Kai says we're going to losers. Somniac versus Schenkhan. Let's go.
Listen to me.
Why is your voice getting in my head?
But while we're my voice is everywhere. while we are kind of figuring this stuff out, arguing amongst ourselves, now's a good time to point out that the donations are still open to get extra prizes for the community who's been participating in UNGA, you guys, and extra prize money for the participators of this tournament. So right now we're at about, I believe, $870. And once we get to 1,000, we end up giving another like 200-ish, I think it's a bit more than that, to the top 3 ranked players throughout the season. And then if we get to 1,200, we give away a PlayStation 5 controller to one lucky member of the community, you guys, who's been participating in these UNGA tournaments. So the more active you've been, the more likely you are to get prizes. Obviously, we're at the finals now, but for next season, just consider entering.
Hell yeah!
Prizes.
Get some practice, get some prizes, get some experience. Play.
Yeah, show us what you got. Give us more of this Oro, more of this Akira. Give us the cool stuff.
And hey, if you don't play Street Fighter 5, we've got some Guilty Gear Strive as well. We got the monthly coming up. What was the date for that, Robbie?
Oh, you haven't written down like I have?
I only know there's a $50 gift for grabs. I've got the
so we have
information.
I got it written down. Don't worry, I'm organized. There's a Guilty Gear Strive tournament on the 5th of September at 2 p.m., which is a Sunday. So on the weekend, and the winner gets a $50 Steam voucher. I hope you guys have been enjoying Guilty Gear as much as I have. We have, and I kind of expect Guilty Gear to stay around. I think maybe we'll have more UNGA things in the future. And yeah, I'm loving the vibe from it.
I think that's the resounding reception for Guilty Gear. It's just all you need is the netcode.
Hold on. Yeah, let me summarize it. It's got rollback.
Yep. Oh, what the?
Oh god, we got some crazy shenanigans in the losers bracket. Schenkhan,
that's what Shen stands for. Shenanigans. No, this can't be real, is it?
I think it's real.
Oh my lord!
Didn't Shen play like Bison and Sumo? I feel like I've never seen him do this.
Is this disrespect or collusion?
I've known.
Okay, we got a mirror match. All right, so Shen has used a different character every single game of the tournament. Well, every single match. Started with Akira, gone to Ken, now he's Somniac. Oh, sorry.
Now
he's Bison.
I'm at a loss for words. I'm trying to think of something to say about turtles and shells. But yeah. Which one has the sharpest bite?
Well, I mean, it's funny too because I think this is the longest round Somniac has had this tournament. It's coincidentally a mirror match, you know.
It's a long round, and it feels like stuff's been happening as well. There's a lot of chaos.
27 seconds on the clock. Will Som get the timeout?
Yeah.
He might kill him before it. There we go.
Round 2.
I can't see Shen.
No way.
Maybe he'll surprise me and pull out the win. And I'll just have to eat my words.
Oh, he waited up so...
Yeah, this is some season 1 tech here.
Somniac just running him over now.
I don't even know, dude. I'm just confused.
That's a really good question. Why is Shen?
Because he wants to.
He does whatever he wants.
Fun. It's fun to play the fighting game character you want to play.
Whoa, V-Shift could have gotten a huge punish. Stand heavy kick though.
Okay.
This could be the play starter.
Yeah.
Pushes him off. Looking for one thing and he got it.
You're definitely looking for a dash when you block
Yep.
a down forward heavy punch like that far away. You know what I mean? Like any other button isn't going to connect. So
Are we gonna get the switcheroo?
Surely.
I think Shen is gonna stick.
Surely. This is a bit.
Okay.
This is a bit much. Even
Go time.
possibly
mad,
even
man.
an accident. I don't know.
How do you accidentally move off of?
Come on, man. Have you never just been playing Street Fighter and your cat jumps on your keyboard? Like, I don't know what is happening on his side of the screen. This isn't offline. I can't see him, and I'm like, yep, he made a deliberate choice. I got to imagine these
That's
things.
gotta be. All right. He's gonna swap now. I remember losing a credit.
You know
at the
what would be
arcade.
so funny is right now we go in and he's playing Bison again. He's just changed V triggers. He's just like, oh,
Sending that message.
you chose
Jeez.
the right character.
Hold on. Oh, yo. Okay, we got. Okay, he's playing Round the World. Shen wants to play Round the World. It's going through all of his characters.
All right, playing the Zeku.
Round 1.
I like it.
Fight.
I like it.
Yeah. Given some a chance, you know.
Yeah, I almost wonder if the Bison pick was like a last resort. You know, like if the results for Som recently have like not been great, you know, and he just kind of wanted
It's
to
sort of-
try a Hail Mary.
Just challenging the, you know, the character main just to test himself in a way.
Which I think is smart, right? Like, because
Hell.
you don't want to like lose 2 games with Zeku and then swap the Bison. You know what I mean?
That's actually a very good call, and it's all first to 3. So if you're gonna get that,
want to
control-
try something, I feel like try it up front. Obviously, it's like things. Oh, what? He just dashed
Yeah,
through that?
that's a V trigger 1 dash right there, and that was for game. If you got that heavy punch, confirm into full damage. Very nice timing.
Kicks.
Hanging out with
This is
some
the
moves.
turtle we've been expecting.
Yep.
He
This is
put
the
that
sort of
shell
turtle we
straight
expect.
back on.
Oh, the spacing. Shen just tempting him with that scissors and then biting the bait. Pressure. V shifts out, just trying to get safe.
Shen's sitting on that super. This could kill.
That's a lot of damage.
Alright, close enough. He takes it. Ooh! Shenanigans. Take her in.
That's a huge yikes. That's a cross-up Bushin flip. That's big. And that was he was probably plus after that too. So that was a good catch.
Yeah, right.
It's always good to throw it out to test your opponent, right? Just to see if they've got the
Well,
answers.
it's not like Bison has a lot of good answers either, right?
Preemptive anti-airs.
It's not like he has some DPs or, you know, some air kind of invincible moves to get out of it.
Oh, catches him running in. Gets the activate.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
Alright.
Uh-oh.
Activate denied.
All that pressure gone. That's a very nice block confirm. Oh boy.
Organic confirms. Viking is still active. Oh, catches the V-shit.
That's huge. Got the conversions. Of course. Beatles, no less.
Alright, Schenkhan.
Zeku.
That was nice.
That's 1-1, right? Because we had the loss on Bison.
Oh yeah, we take those. It's 1-1. The button check Bison.
Check Bison.
And we can confirm Somniac's buttons are indeed working.
Round
Oh
1.
god. Just imagine a turtle, like a turtle playing on an arcade stick.
Sounds adorable. Is this the case where your cat's rolling over the keyboard and the
A
turtles
turtle? Pet, like a legal pet?
can have them? I think. I got a blue tongue skink. It's like a turtle with a shell. Right?
Yeah, I mean... yeah, it's just Bison that's holding forward all the time.
Oh,
Right, top
sucks
combo.
flinch.
Alright,
This
young
is-
form, got the pressure going.
That's
go.
dead, right? Oh my
Done
lord, the
and
damage is racking up. That's
Yeah,
it.
combo.
No amount of scaling stopping that. Schenkhan going to work.
Yeah, man.
This is loser's side, so, you know, you don't want to get out this early. Otherwise, you might have to go to bed because it's kind of late.
I mean, look, you got to get out at some point. I mean, unless you win.
Big back throw. It looks like Som's just kind of struggling to choose what buttons he wants to do. Shen's been sort of like weaving inside his scissors.
Some hasn't really been able to get much going. It's very rare.
Oh, free meter side switch. Cornering Som now. Som's got to decide, is he going to spend the bar to get out? He's going to try and fight his way.
Okay, there we go. He's found it.
Straight to the jaw. One away. No, actually, it's been turned off. We had a couple people go over. They've changed the setting. That's a punish. Too close for that scissors.
It's in the young form now. Doesn't have access to the kicks.
Som turtling up, trying to get that V trigger. If he blocks one more normal.
All right, expect a slide.
Expect the slide. Oh, the scissors. That's just air slide.
Yeah, it still counts. Still counts.
Shen's playing full screen. Gets the cat out. How did he block that? Oh goodness!
Ooh,
10 seconds on the clock.
Yeah,
No
10 seconds. Ooh, yeah, he had to make a move there. He had to
Absolutely.
do something. The life.
Final round.
There's one thing Som can scare you with. It's the time counter, and that's a resource for both players. But Som just, oh man, he makes every second feel so important.
That's his meter. That's
Absolutely.
That's his meter.
But hey, look, we're in the, you know, full bar of super on Schenkhan's side. So even though that last round didn't look so good, we'll see how he wants to spend it here.
This is there's quite a lot on the line here. Like whoever loses here is going home. Tied 5th, I believe. Alright, big crush counters.
Somniac got a beat on the timing.
EX, get off me.
Walks
Going
under,
on,
gets the jab
he is
punish.
so brave with that. Alright, nice low.
Oh lord, this is it. One more mix. That's for the -2.
Ooh.
Tries to slide to get the true low. Doesn't get caught out by it. Oh, this is
Oh, goes to the grab and wake up.
good call. Good
trigger
call.
one shenanigans is catching him off.
I think that dash was extremely smart because that would have caught super as well, and you've got to know that was on Shen's mind. EP, super, also it caught the delay tick in that case.
Right.
There was
Yeah,
so many
that's
good
good
choices. That was
Thumbs up 2-1 right now. I was half expecting Schenkhan to just change characters.
I think this is probably I'd say this is a good pick for Shen.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. I don't know, I just expected every time I expect something, I've been wrong. Like, he just keeps changing his bloody character.
I mean, that's what he's been doing all day, trying to throw people off, I take it.
He's throwing me off.
Yeah, he is. Exactly. He's doing his job.
Oh, he's keeping me entertaining.
Somniac got him locked down. I wonder how useful is it to get the V-skill out when you're sort of that full screen away? Because Som's been very patient. Looking to get a cheeky cut out.
Oh, stayed same side, mid whip. Alright.
This is still one hit away. He's got that
really
V-trigger.
hard to try and get this. Oh, the slide needle was full, Som.
It's true. I mean, he's been holding the slide button more than you would think. So that was, maybe Shen wasn't looking for it. Well, obviously he wasn't. Oh.
He's like somewhere there. Get him in the corner.
Something locked up. Oh, he's
Alright, yeah, keep him locked up. Yeah.
spins 2 bars. That's all of it though. Spook is actually legitimately cornered here. He's got to hold this pressure.
Is trouble. May end up seeing a V-shift or V-reverse or something for this test point. He's got the meter now.
Zeku's got the heavies to swing. Gets the counter.
Oh, he tries. Making it difficult for himself.
Oh no.
He could be regretting this.
I think he might be. He had the super on deck. You hate to see it. He's got a DP. Goes for a V-shift anti-air, doesn't catch it. Oh my goodness. Oh no, the ball closer. Blocks it, unsuccessful on the throw. That's gonna be it.
Feeling that one. Someone's taking it 3-1. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like there's such sadness in my voice.
It's because he had the choice to spend 3 bars to close it. But like, he was caught at that crossroads, right? Because every bar is very important. He wanted to just do it for the 2. But it was Pixel. It was actual Pixel. Som makes the comeback. Actually crazy. A little bit greedy, but I mean, I can't fault him. It looked like the math lined up, but he forgot to round up. That's it.
I mean, you can totally fault him, but... oh, that's sad. Well, our resident just random select character player is he's out.
Yeah, he got pretty lucky on those random selects. He only got one bad one, and that was the Bison. So, you know, shoutouts to RNG, but also shoutouts to Shen for running everything.
Yeah, running everything or getting everything running so he can play.
And literally running us through the track trying to decide what character he's going to play.
But yeah, anyway, we are continuing down through losers. TB versus Spaceghost. Genuine gaming Spaceghost. Again, there's so many of them.
Round 1.
And both sticking to their guns, using their mains. No new character shenanigans here.
Spaceghost in the zombie costume as he's in losers.
I think it was the fight with Somniac that forced him into this, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm pretty sure a couple of those scars are from some knees to the face.
He wins this. He'll get the rematch.
That's pretty big. So Spaceghost definitely looking for that run back.
He's off to a good start now. Got him cornered.
Big activate. Can TB make anything?
Just jump back. TB mashing that one button.
It works. We take it.
It works. Same question.
Wow. That was oh man, that was a bold boom. That was just shy of the mirror reflecting it.
God, he knows. That's
holy crap. TB rushing down. Pixel. He wants it. He wants it.
I'm sure he wanted
He can chip. Spaceghost has to be looking for that shot. Oh!
TB just hitting him with a hand, shaking it. GG's.
Round 2.
The straight handshake to the dome. Oh man. TB taking just the first round and keeping the resources. Oh,
The second one. Oh, we making mistakes today, boys.
that's a lot of damage for such a small, you know, accidental drop.
Spaceghost getting him cornered.
This is where Spaceghost shines. You know, the boom did get changed to be, isn't it -2? It did get nerfed, right? It's 0. It doesn't feel like it's been changed. Like, I feel the mentality of it is still the same, right? Like, you just got boomed. Block.
It's still terrifying, especially when you're like me and you refuse to play 3-frame characters for some reason. Well, I guess he doesn't have 3-frame either, man.
Oh, this is an honest 4-frame match. Both characters don't have 3 frames. So the frame data is for reals.
For real.
But still, I mean, getting boomed in the corner just feels, well, TB doesn't care, he got the win. Scored it.
Round
I think
1.
he cares in that particular moment. He's like, oh shit. Oh.
He's doing a solid job of getting out of the corner. Oh, the counter conversion too.
Could almost be it. Oh, what?
Goes for the cheeky reset, because why not?
I
think TB is just feeling the momentum. Yep. Oh my lord, he's
Oh, TB.
Don't you just love it?
TB switch. Everything's gone nutty.
You just love it when everything goes your way. You just, you know, you just press that medium punch and it slices through your opponent like a knife through hot butter. The other way around.
Does anyone actually heat up the knives before they slice it on?
The butter in the microwave.
But the opposite way is way more fun. It makes spark.
TB, like, he is a hot knife right now. Jesus Christ. Everything's working out. Oh.
No, it's not. Hello.
That was a delayed headbutt flash kick bait. Also, potential delayed tick bait. Or maybe backlash bait. I don't know. Huge brain decisions. Gets himself over the Yig's knees. Oh boy. Space wanted the activate.
Yeah, I just wanted to sweep and activate. Unfortunately, not today. Is that 2?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, what do you do if your space goes?
Is there another zombie costume he gets for the losers bracket?
Because I'm not exactly sure. Like, it's hard to pinpoint like what is going wrong.
He took your advice.
It's not even like Aegis mix-ups really. Like he's been getting out of them like pretty free.
A lot of it's the rushdown, I think. Like TV's just I don't know, duffing him at all the right angles. It feels like.
It feels like both players playing well defensively, and then everything's going wrong on offense somehow.
Space does tend to lose his corner positioning. I think it's the threat of the Aegis, so close to the corner that you sort of want to play mid-screen more. But like, TV's just doing getting so much anywhere on the screen, really. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Well, hopefully, we'll have the 3 more matches of this.
Round 1.
But TV just gets one.
Spaceghost revitalized himself. He used the Phoenix down.
That
was the big shift.
What's up, boys?
What's this mean?
Yeah, he's gonna win.
No. That's a big read. That's the first headbutt of the round. It's definitely a change.
We'll come back to zombie after this one.
This is the sort of stuff I was mentioning with TV.
TV trying to bury a live man right now.
What the hell? The stray Sparta kick to the B trigger. Is that it? Oh my lord, the scaling.
Spaceghost last legs now. One more round and he's out.
That hurts so bad. I'm pretty sure that was a late hitting heavy kick too. Gets in. Spaceghost's got to play this basically close to his chest if he can. This is not looking good. Big splash kick. Big bait by TB. Big punish. Half the health melting away. Cornered.
You don't want to waste those Phoenix downs. They're expensive. Alright, big opportunity for Spaceghost. Show us what you've got, boy.
Super, so close to being on deck. Next combo does it, I think.
Good jab, spending that meter.
Guess.
Oh, forward medium punch closing it out. TV taking it pretty damn clean.
Yeah. That forward medium punch, it was a preemptive anti-air. It was a shimmy as well, and it would also lead into the overhead, into the Aegis.
I kind of just pictured I just kind of picture him just pressing buttons.
I mean, he could be, but he's pressing the right buttons, covering so many options.
Yeah, he's just like, this thing hits lots of options. He's just like, and it was the right button to press.
It's exactly the same decision making that I noticed in the corner as well. It's like, it looks unorthodox, but it works. Like, it hits those options that especially a player, as soon as you see the mirror, you're in panic, right? You're like, oh god,
there's a point where like you just want to play mathematically, like there's like an 80% chance that this is the right option. Like, this is going to kill if any of these are going to hit.
Absolutely.
So well done to TB. Moving on, we are down to our top 4, but we're going to go to a break first. So grab your popcorn, grab your bickies, and we'll see you back after the break.
Ooh, the Ed pitch. I do not like this matchup as Ed.
Would you go 1-1 as well? I'm not even sure about that.
Fight.
Yes. Actually, you can go either or for V skills.
Okay.
It depends how much of a problem you think the tornadoes are going to be, but... Oh,
wow.
That was nuts.
That was a good way to do that.
Wow.
We was trying to send his head back from where it's supposed to come.
Yeah. But V-Trigger 1 is, I'd say, the way in pretty much every matchup.
Okay.
The only ones where you might consider 2 is if you want to do a lot of V-reversals, and even then, you can still use 1 for that. But yeah, this is, it's not like a terrible matchup for Ed, but I don't like it. I'd give it to Cody overall.
Just wondering if Somniac wants to give us a difference in code there. Was that? Actually, I think that was worth it. Maybe that wasn't though.
I think
not want to get hit by that.
An experience with the character.
Uh-oh.
Witness side. Ouch! Ouch!
I could also just see UNGA just being a time for them to practice little things before CP2. So
yeah,
if you did want to practice something, this is a good place to try and trial it out. Oop.
Nice air to air. Oh,
is he dead?
Yes.
Oh!
Shit.
I was like half doubting myself when I said that.
Yep.
Cody wins.
Wow, that magic jump. Interesting first game for Rumours.
Round 1. Fight.
Ouch. Nice conversion.
Yeah, definitely
Not
too
enough
far
range
forward.
for that. Ed's free frame, very finicky for comboing. Nice. To the corner. Good neutral jump, I like that, but also very good response from Rumours as well.
I like the whole position Rumours is doing this so far. Somniac.
Great conversions, knowing his spacing. That's the main thing you need to be good at with Ed. Is you have to understand where you're standing when one of your button hits and know what follow-up will reach and what won't. Because there's very small spacing differences that will have very big consequences if you do it wrong.
Oh, that was not a good trade.
That damage.
That rocked it a ton.
Ow.
Round 2. Fight.
Interesting. Rumours with 3 rounds so far. Oh my god, he's just been interrupting. Step medium kick is so oppressive. And again. Now he's in super range as well. He has to be careful.
That is so dangerous to do.
Attempting the mix up.
Okay, keep going. Oh, this is
blinked.
He could have shifted there, but it wouldn't have killed, obviously.
Someone's gonna
One
be
good
really
air
careful
combo
what
can
button
kill
he
here,
does.
even without super though.
Oh, that should be it.
Oh, maybe he could have killed, but I don't think so. I think, yeah. Hard to say what range he could have got at that range, but it
Do you
might.
do up kicks in the EX and the EX when you hit the ground, something like that?
Up kicks could have whiffed.
I see.
Which he would have lost if it did. It might not have, but it was so close to the
borderline,
range
yeah.
of whiffing that
I
I think the smart thing was to do what he did, yeah.
Rumours has definitely found his button in this matchup. And its name is setting medium kicks. Ooh. Nice CC.
Nice.
Oh, he's looking to reversal it. It's not going to help him though. Both have to wait it out. Balls and Som's caught. Nice. I wonder if you've got to get more than 1, 2, 3, but it's a little far away.
Ooh.
Ooh.
If you can hit 1, 2, 3, you can hit EXDP, which will give you more damage and really good Oki as well. It's like Oki that covers both rises and gives you a lot of corner carry. So.
Maybe someone's just a little unsure about the hit confirming there.
Yeah.
Let's take
I
him
mean,
too,
I
though.
don't do it myself, but that's because I played it for so long where that wasn't an option that it kind of burnt into me to do the hands.
Oh,
no,
no punish.
He meant to do hands there. Meant to be jab into hands. But... Good hands, yeah.
That's outside that stand medium kick.
Oh,
Nice.
Nice. See, there it is.
Son.
Double dash into Oki. He's gonna hit it back, but he's gonna. Oh, I don't know.
That
if he
trade
took that
almost
trade.
didn't. Yeah.
Well, then again, it did get him out of a big mix situation where he would have been dead anyway. So
Oh, that anti-edge just
nice.
didn't. He was almost too ready. Just did it a tad early, I think.
Yeah. And so thankfully, someone chose a shallow button that was also somewhat delayed, so it kind of held him up over it a bit. I don't know how intentional that was, but it definitely looked out. Oh, this is big. Oh, into the corner. Huge damage. Both these characters capable of big damage, given the opportunity.
I love the way that Tom's been using his EXTV so far. It's mainly to stopping momentum swings from Rumours. Not really desperations as you'd probably expect from most head players, or what they're stereotypically known for anyway.
Yeah. Oh, good press button there by Rumours. Taking that round.
Final round. Fight.
Nice. Finally in range. I think he's been looking for that for a while.
Yep.
Nice.
He'd be annoying like a little mosquito. Get away.
Really doing a good job of that.
Situations like this. That's why I picked his skill 1 right there. Get the hard knockdown Oki and the great BB to build.
Great jumps. Finally baiting well.
And the damage. Get it all.
Still pretty even though.
Wants to get out of the corner here, but get his way. Very good. Pull him. Oh, I don't know what he was going for there, but he could have pulled him back into the corner and then held the corner there. That's what I would have done. Would have been optimal damage as well. So
I don't think he can
like
throw fireballs with CA on deck, and he has to be careful about getting clipped by that sand medium kick as well.
Yeah.
These are okay though. They're a little bit far away. But that vacuum can pull you in a long distance. Oh, okay.
If, not dead, but he's gonna hurt.
I like the way he dodged that stand heavy punch.
Well, no
jump.
Oki either, but
Oh!
that's Oki in its own way, I suppose. He hesitated there on what to do.
Ed wins.
I think Rumours saw something, but he didn't quite know how to wanted to respond to it.
Yeah, the delayed response is what got him there. It's it's the same as when you see like the big Psycho Knuckle charging up, or like an Abigail doing a big charge up attack.
Even just a character, if you see a character doing an overhead and you're like, oh, I'm going to block it, but I might do something else, and it's kind of like, you're caught in between.
Yeah.
Not sure. Somniac 2-1 up, making this Ed pick work really well. Well, why don't you go possibly combo medium kick ruffian in there. Nice. Som to take the advantage back. Oh, it's got to be careful. Rumours with corner. I don't like that sway.
Great. Optimal, yeah. This is very good as well. Set up the mix.
Love the physical one trap. Nice.
He got up full combo there, potentially killed, but we'll see if it costs him.
Oh, trying to dash.
No. Again, could have killed there, but just a bit off on the execution.
Both of them are one touch now. Rumours looking for, as you can see, that crouch heavy punch into EX Ruffian. Oh, that could have been it!
Scary.
Possibly should have been it. Even into hype swing, that would have been nice. Gets the plus!
Yeah.
Som maybe thinking he could walk away, but not quite. Long round again.
Rumours. Ouch. Big momentum here.
Ooh.
Double dash Oki.
There you see again, Somniac just for breaking that momentum with EXDP.
Oh, this is not good.
Oh, nice meaty. And again, not quite.
But
One to go.
massive advantage here. This will be a comeback for the ages if it happens. Yep, smart. Nullified the comeback mechanic and closed it out.
Cody wins.
Is there any way around that for Ed? People veer versing
Kind
the V trigger, or does it
It
just
can-
depend what you activate off?
Yeah, and like what their V reversal's like if they fall back into it, and there's a lot of different factors.
Okay.
Round
You'll
one.
you'll pretty much always get hit by the V reversal, but sometimes the ball will still.
Right, you can
them
still
on
pick it up for
recovery.
the mix up. Yeah.
It depends on a lot of things.
With that, Rumours able to even up this winners final. Down to one game now. Again, that stair medium kick seems to be a very key part of his game plan in this matchup.
Yeah, doing a lot of work. Oh, ouch.
I think Som has only missed one EXDP. I think every other one has been hit correctly on target. Not quite the cross up that he wanted. Dangerous.
Wants to do a bit of juggling.
Ooh, try to chase down that stand heavy kick. If Somniac gets an activate, I think it's going to be really difficult. Because it's going to waste Rumours' time. Nice pickup. Oh, chase the back jump as well. Trying to keep himself safe. Oh, there it is.
No. I see what he's going for, but Rumours, that was superbly played.
I love that neutral jump. Not quite in range for the jab. That's alright. Sounds like it'd be dangerous about whiffing all these right after taking his turn. Nice EXDP though.
I love that. I've done that before, yeah. With the big button into mashing all your punches. Yeah. That feels good.
Ooh, nice.
Yep, takes the Yoki there. Yeah, there you go. Could have spent the EX there and got an even bigger combo with more corner carry, but that's okay.
Can you get a trade?
Need a for yeah, where it can be very useful. Close out. Ooh, I wouldn't have done that, but
Rumours doesn't have a lot of resources to work with. Even less so now. You can maybe try and punt something into V skill.
that
Or
was so big. That equalized this round so much. He could potentially close out the set.
oh, he went for the anti-air.
Ooh, ambitious. Ambitious.
Final round. Fight.
It's a fancy decision, but I don't know if it was the right one to look for in that spot. Easy to say that in hindsight, though.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, I think the attempt is good.
I thought it was brave,
Yeah.
because I still don't think it would have won him the round, even if he did connect.
No,
Uh-oh.
you're right.
Big damage.
Wow. That hurts.
Oh,
yo,
big,
yeah.
big shimmy.
No,
I mean,
good done.
it's gonna go.
Very nice. Very nice.
Somniac has been on point with those EXDPs, but it failed him right when it mattered at the end.
Yeah.
And Rumours will shuffle through to grand finals now. Oh, I really like the.
Welcome back, guys.
Sinks. Synced up.
The rhythm.
Man, we are both keen to get underway into this top 4 action. 4 players remain. 2 of them are genuine gaming players, by the way. Check them out. Can we just get into it?
Absolutely. I mean, our first match will be going to the winner's side. We've got both players from Genuine Gaming, Rumours versus bksama.
Oh, it's team kill. So these are our only remaining winners side players.
Absolutely. I mean, both have been dabbling with the new characters. Rumours has played exclusively Aura up to this point. BK leaning to Urien, but
if he's
not afraid
almost
to pull the
guaranteed
Akira out.
that Rumours is playing Oro,
I think so.
then surely we're gonna see Akira.
Yeah, it's wild. I've had Rumours just not booked as a Cody player and then just Aura all day. Aura all day.
No, BK's not messing around. This is what I was talking about before. BK, he says he wants to swap characters. He never swaps characters.
I mean, look, it's 1 week here. You can't really expect to have all that experience.
Anyway, let's go. This is our top 4 UNGA Down Under season 4, and I hope you got some snackies ready because this is going to be a very intense hour. We got like trains running through the competition like this.
Yep. Looks like BK's just snacking on Rumours Aura. Like, that was just a sweep of correct decision making. Wow.
Oh, using the base skill.
That was beautiful. He got the forward medium punch juggle as well. Oh no, this is a sticky situation. Ooh, beautiful anti-air. Rumours already gonna play with a quarter of his life. He's gotta make something happen.
I do wonder how much these guys have already played. Alright, still not interested.
Was that a
well, I feel like maybe he's going for a
fireball?
different combo than I think.
What the?
Oh,
Catches the chicken leg with the EX headbutt. Oh, wasn't ready for it.
I'm not sure if he could have converted from that, but like, if he could, that was it.
That was a really strange trade, and you could see the hesitance from Rumours because he traded hits, and he was actually at a different timing than he'd expect. You could see him walk forward a little bit before getting that dash.
It's just like one of those things with these new characters is, like when things start to go wrong, like that's when, like the character familiarity like really starts to show.
Absolutely, that's something that you pick up in
those situations. The person who's most comfortable with it, the people who've like seen those scenarios before, are the ones that are going to stand up.
Absolutely. And Rumours has just been playing. He's been best friends with the corner of this arena, like an actual wallflower, and it's costing him a lot.
I do wonder like how much these guys have played before, like being teammates and living close by. I feel like they've probably been playing this matchup quite a lot.
Yes.
Alright, on the board.
Round 2. Fight.
Alright. Big comeback, considering he spent most of that time literally in the corner. Oh, trying to bait the headbutt.
I mean, may I remind you that back in the day, Rumours was well known for like the corner being like his place.
He's proving it now.
The joke was like you get Rumours to the corner and you lose.
Oh no. It's happening. He's got super. Oh boy. Next touch. He's looking for it.
Ooh, that's a good punish.
That was a crunchy punish. Oh, on the dome. Baiting him to try and punish him. Oh, too far away.
Trying to get full punish from the CA.
You would have to go into raw super at that stage. Damn.
You almost definitely could. But
well, maybe EX legs, but yeah, again, this is like sort of the nuances you pick up as you play more of the character. Go. Damage racking up. Gets the Tengu stones out. Wants to make some space. Straight air juggle. Doesn't get anything from it. Oh no. Yeah. It's so It's so easy to overextend with those stones because the threat of it is quite high, but nope, dash into this heavy punch.
Do you expect a character swap?
No, I think Rumours sticks. We'll see though. Could happen. I feel like he'll stick.
Round 1.
Yeah.
Fight.
I think it's been he's committed.
He seems like he's committed quite. He's pretty much just going to be playing Oro for this tournament, I think. Oh man. Okay, on point with these extensions. Oh boy.
Oh no, the shimmy on top of it. I don't even needed it.
Nope.
Good. Is this 5 straight rounds?
I think so. This has been... Oh, there might have been a stray one in there, but every round BK's been dominating. Oh, we might see Rumours in the right-hand corner this time. The spice things up.
Switching it up a bit.
We haven't really seen Rumours use the command grab to switch sides, because that's actually quite powerful when you're fighting against Oro.
But I think again, like, this is what we're talking about. It's the nuances. Like, the multiple combo loops aren't like clearly obvious like they have been in the past.
Yeah.
Alright, training
Yeah. And walking up to block. Oh, trying to get close enough to do the chicken curse, chicken leg. Oh, that's gotta be big, right?
Yeah.
Super on deck.
Yeah,
you're gonna have to spend it. I was kind of worried that it would go under. But he's got it unlocked. That's good.
He definitely took the more difficult combo right there. he could have simplified that a lot, but I mean, like
that's the muscle memory, right?
Stuff. Yeah, like it's don't question it.
He's fighting back now. Big jumping. Surprisingly, pretty low damage for jumping, actually. The jump back meat spin. I love that jump heavy punch.
It's pretty whack.
That's whack.
That's 2 hits if you can like get it like perfect.
I wonder what these stray medium punches are. Oh gosh.
Yeah, that's it. Oh, getting shimmied. BK taking it 3-0 over Genuine Gaming Rumours. Genuine Gaming team kill. Rumours not out yet. He will verse the winner of our next.
That's a... Ouch, right?
Like,
what a strong showing for the winners final. Just a straight 3-0 sweep.
I mean...
Rumours makes it back for 1 round, but like every match just felt like bksama getting so much profit in the corner.
I said this offline, and I mean, maybe the viewers have kind of caught my tone. I don't think Oro's that strong. I see that, and I'm like, really good player, really good character, versus a character I don't think that's great, and is still kind of getting used to that character.
Yeah.
I don't really see a place in the neutral there where Oro wins. And even in previous games when we watched Rumours play against a Urien, there were situations where he could like lose the fireball game. If like, you know, the stars are right. It's a bit like I don't know like where he wins. It's basically like activate Tengu stones and try and make something happen.
I kind of picture Oro like a similar style to Guile. That's what I've seen it as, but Urien would win the fireball game, especially with you know, buffed fireball as well. I mean, it's kind of hard to find a space.
If he plays V1, you know, like maybe, like yeah, he wins that. But
well, we'll see. Maybe he'll make the changes and come back.
Yeah,
right
I've definitely warmed up to him as time's gone on.
Round 1.
But yeah, we can worry about Oro later. Rumours is still in the tournament right now. TV versus Somniac. This is a losers side game. Whoever loses this is going home.
Absolutely. And PB is like his rushdown has got me popping off for him, man. Like,
but yeah, you said
been
crazy for a last break. You're like, man, he's leveled up over the past.
I like the depth to his mix-ups. I've pointed out a few spots, but it's been throughout. It blows my mind. It's pretty good. Here we go. Big conversion. And his decision on the use for the stun too, he's been on point with that as well. Like, this TB, he's making a run for first place. Mind you, Somniac has been the snapping turtle today.
He's a snappy turtle boy.
This is an interesting contrast between TB's aggressive style and Som, who is known to be the turtle player. And it looks like he's really finding his rhythm now. Keeping him locked down, stun on deck. Oh, trading around.
On the rush down boy now.
Oh, is that the Ed shining through? Did Ed taint him in that way?
I don't know. This seems like a very last minute change.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've decided to just flip the switch. After all these years, I'm moving it out of second gear and going into sixth. Just to see what happens.
Getting caught by the fireball on the down descent to the knees. So I'm unsure how to capitalize on it. Equal life, equal rounds, equal resources.
But green presence is very good.
And it's TB breaking under the pressure, tries to XDP to get some leverage.
Not quite dead.
Blocking, holding all of this. Oh boy.
The most patient I've seen.
Yeah, blocked all of it and also like didn't panic to get the activate. Actually gets the activate and the side switch. He's got her on deck, big damage.
We got some movement here.
Oh boy, the side switch. Som guessing the side switch right.
Every time something exciting is happening, it's always like super, what's the right word? Like, you know? Just jab finish.
That was
jump
a
back into a fireball. Right.
Stone's throw away from being TB's round, and just seeing how explosive that was. He defended for a good 5-10 seconds. Some backed out, gets hit by an activate.
I'm so impressed with that. And I think, like you said, perhaps it's a sign of how much TB's grown.
It was definitely the highlight of the previous tournament last week, and it's you can do it. Some bullying him in the corner now.
Yeah, Som mentioned to keep him in the corner for most of the game, it feels.
I remember one stray activate. Oh,
not this time.
Oh, yeah. He played so patient last round, he thought Somniac might back off a bit, but nope.
Nope.
We're going in.
Not today, Zerg.
Oh, too late on the anti-air. This isn't working out for him.
EX. Big dash counter. Into the corner. What is with Som today?
Som is in control. You're right. He flicked the switch. Oh my lord, the pressure. Look at the chip stacking up. This is crazy.
It's like Som has woken up on the wrong side of the bed for the last like 8 years. So, like today, he's like, oh.
Wait, this is the right side of the bed?
This is the right side? I've been doing it wrong this whole time?
Let's see, what's he got for the mix? It's the throw. Bit of pressure on the stand light kick. Oh.
He's so brave to see Som just interrupting.
Yeah. Oh. Trying to recollect. Man, what the hell is Som up? Oh my.
Going in.
Full
Getting
screen.
it done.
M.Bison.
See, the thing is, right, is now that he's a family man, he's got the wife, he's got the kids, he just wants to go to bed. He's lacking sleep, and he just needs to get this over and done with. As simple as that. Let's speed it up.
Converted to the rush start. Look, we're looking at 70 seconds on the clock when each round ends. I need some sleep. The wife allocated me X amount of time. If I can finish the tournament sooner.
I've only got an hour and a half to play Street Fighter every day now. I've got a written contract with the wife. This is my limit. I've got to get this over.
And now we have Rushdown Som. We've got the snapping turtle. Oh boy, the corner. I see. TB's going for the wake-up jabs to beat the shimmy attempts on the heavy set. Oh,
alright.
that's sick.
Take that interaction.
I've seen this before. Or reset.
Oh gosh. What is going on?
Oh, the Igus nerf coming into play there. This is crazy. What's some stomp per second at?
I wish there was an APM counter and we could see it like a before and after.
Oh mate. I'm pretty sure it's off the charts. Can we get a punch out or something? I don't know. Oh god, Some's in so much control right now. TB is just scrambling to find a way in. And this is nuts, like... Oh, counter hit again. This is Shin Som.
There's counter hits everywhere.
Like... This harks back to his match with Spaceghost. Oh, goodness.
My god. Som moving on. TV unfortunately out at 4th place. Well done.
Yep. Good showing.
Perth, but Perth is out now, and we got what? 2 Sydneys and a Melbourne. Pretty sure.
Emma. 2 quick 3-0s. What the hell is this?
I'm telling you, man. He's a family man. He's time poor now, and he's got places to be and things to do.
You
speed it up.
You gotta be scared if you're Rumours seeing that, right? Like,
the only reason Rumours is scared is because he's playing Aura.
Yeah, are you sticking to your guns playing Aura throughout the tournament, or are you going back to a matchup you know? You sure?
I do very much like this approach, though.
Okay.
I mean, I think even in this tournament right now, we have the 2 polar opposites. We have Rumours that's like, I want to give this character a go. I'm going to play him in tournament. I don't care if it's like a top 8 invite-only tournament. And then you've got BK, who's like, I'm really good with this character. I've spent like 4,000 hours playing her, but I don't want to swap characters. And you're like, okay. I think Rumours is the better approach. You gotta trial by fire.
I mean, if you're gonna get experience, right, this is the best showground for it. Oh!
Nah, alright. I told you, every time I'm confident in something, I'm wrong.
What the? I know he has a Honda, but I did not. Oh, alright. Okay.
Can he deal with the snapping turtle?
I don't know. Would you play a turtle against the snapping turtle? This is, I don't know. It's got the same color scheme. That's kind of cool. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know anything about Honda. I just know. He runs into the corner. Looks like I don't need to know anything because Somniac is. Oh goodness! Where's the comeback? How's the activate? All right, here we go. All right.
Gets the V trigger head on.
Keeping the pressure on with the hands.
Right.
Oh, didn't quite catch the double dash. Oh, well timed on the scissors. I feel like Honda has so many good control buttons. I mean, hey, could do it. Look at the chip racking up, keeping him locked down. Doesn't bite the shimmy.
Yeah, I like this approach from Rumours. Just playing it safe, slow.
So defensive, finds his opportunity, doesn't get anything, looks for the hands. Pumps up the B skill. Blocks the cross up. Rumours defense on a whole nother level.
Something about that.
What the?
Alright, Rumours, you can stop showing off.
Round 2.
Jesus! On D for like 25 seconds, pops him with the crush counter at the very end. What the? Right.
I think if Bison is playing like his it's something Honda really struggles with. Because like he only has a 4 frame, particularly great 4 frame.
And I don't think he's got a very. I mean, Honda's notoriously bad against fireballs. So as soon as that Psycho EX ball comes out, it's just like you're holding something. I'm so like smackled off that he blocked it in the last round. Here we go, activate. This is where all of Honda's damage comes from. All that OP.
Making the work.
It's big damage, and it gives him a conversion off his medium, something that Honda doesn't get normally. Oh god, the bold jump and the late cancels into hands, doesn't get the EX. The V shift, no punish. Oh, he gets the other.
Taking me on the scissors. Held it too long.
Tried to anti-air with a headbutt, but gets called out. Maybe too slow? Maybe the box didn't line up.
60-second round from Som. quicker than average, probably.
Still trying to do the speed run to bed. We'll see. Rumours proving to be a big obstacle in the way of that. Oh, there's the anti-air headbutt. Extremely deep. You barely saw the animation. That's -4. Tries to punish it.
It's -4, but the space.
It's very unorthodox. You have to get the side right as well.
Oh, that's a bad one.
That is probably the worst thing that could happen to you. Gonna have to spin the meter to get out. These stray butt slams. Trying to catch a jump or some aerial approach. Oh, whiffs. 1000-hand whiff. Bishop, that's a full punish. Misses the button. That's the tricky part about a hands character, right? Because you need to do a button into hands, and if you mash it too quickly, the button doesn't come out.
Honda really like the buttons he can press to cancel into hands is like quite limited.
I know, but like anything would have worked.
Range. I think he could have done like a same medium kick into it there, but
I think he really wanted the crouch heavy, right? Because that was a down forward heavy. He scouted that out. It might have worked. Because it's a hands, it's a punch, right? It goes into hands if you miss it up. I know, because I play Ed, and I mash my,
you mashed my
it comes out as 1, 2, 3, and it's definitely on purpose. It's -2, it doesn't matter anymore. Oh, is that a punish? No, that was a press.
Seems like it's all in some favor right now. Just keeping him in his corner.
If Rumours can find the activate, that's where he's turned the tides. Very frequently, Trade gets it with the advantage. Here we go. Gonna look for whatever conversion he can get.
Very greedy, just dashing forward.
Oh, the late! Doesn't get punished.
One hit of it.
Punished.
Okay.
Oh, that was colorful. I think that was a walk-up command grab. Because he was going in deep.
It's not... There's no reload on this, but... You know? Tom took that challenge, got the activate. Smart.
He was going in so deep. That was defo command grab. You know we just wanted that. Oh, no punish. Why wonder what Rumours is pressing after these, immediately after these blocked headbutts.
I really like that punch. I think like it's weird, like in minus, but it's just a weird range where you can kind of just thumbs up. Probably gonna hit that
Backdash. Squeeze up. Trying to make some space.
Almost got that V trigger now.
There we go.
Oh, just out of range.
You can see the gears switch as soon as Rumours has activate. He's dashing. He double dashes. He's getting in.
Man, he wants to get in there.
There we go again, and it's costing him now. It looks like Somniac's got a beat for his rhythm. There we go.
Yeah.
Catch the preemptive.
It feels like Som's wife told him that he's got an extra 5 minutes. he just slowed it right in.
Yeah. No, it's alright. It's alright. You can finish at 4 AM now instead of 3:30. Alright. Okay, I can work with this.
But again, this is losers. So if someone wins one more, Rumours is going home.
So we're gonna be a character switch.
He's thinking about it.
Definitely, yeah. No, he's gonna stick to his guns. Yep. Just taking a little breather. Rumours did this last time as well.
Alright, got the punish. Ooh, got some hands.
This catches the backdash with the mediocre into hands.
Everything's going Rumours' way right now.
Oh, everything's going into hands. He's throwing hands. Oh, the space. Here we go. Somniac making some room. Doesn't get out that far. And yeah, he started to use the stand light kick a lot more now.
Activate from Som. Rumours using the vehicle as well. Very unlikely he's going to get the V-trigger.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's actually dangerous now because you can't really
adjust as you say it. Threatening command grab as well.
Oh! No, the reason I was freaking out is because there's a lot of times I'm a big fan of Honda V-Trigger 1, but the headbutt charge of V-Trigger 1 has armor. Yeah, but you kind of get to that point in your life bar where you can't use it like that.
Oh, right.
You know, like, it's got low health, so you can activate it, but you can't like absorb a fireball and go through it, or absorb a button and kind of get something started.
It does drop the potency a lot.
So you kind of like lose your defensive properties of it, I guess.
Goodness gracious. Oh, there we go. Finally catches something that he brought EX butt slam. And this could be... This is looking good. Oh, big back jump, but nothing else to catch.
Oh, just changes his jump path.
Perfectly too. That medium punch would have been just on point. Changed it to go just above with that Devil's Reverse. Crazy.
Bad position for some right now. A turtle Honda is hard to get in.
I mean, still, you've got the... You can make it happen. Oh, here we go. What's Rumours got for defense? Punish the EX, that's a problem.
Oh my god.
That's a big ass problem. He's been hit for this air.
Oh. No. Not like that.
M.Bison.
Not like that. So I'm moving on 3-0. Genuine Gaming Rumours, unfortunately, out at third. That's third.
Damn. Yep.
Let me
It's go time.
Hold on a tick. Hold on.
I feel like this tournament was meant to go on for another couple of hours.
No.
But Som has just shattered all expectations. He's playing a different game.
Yep. And here we are in grand finals now.
He's digivolved and look at him now.
I don't know what's happening to Som. He's just... I had some notes on how he plays, and then I just threw that in the trash. Like, he really wants to get that sleep.
So,
Man.
we're heading into grand finals. BK is obviously in winner's side. So Somniac will need to win 3-0 to reset the bracket, and then win again.
Let's do this.
Yep.
And it's also worth pointing out that BK was the one that put Som into losers.
So this is a run
Right?
back.
I'm pretty sure. I'm
me-
questioning
let me-
myself. Yeah.
Yep,
Yeah.
you're right.
3-2. Yeah, I remember that game. It was quite like, it was so, I remember you described it as a pendulum. It was like, It was either BK was stomping or Somniac was stomping.
The momentum was to whoever got the first hit. So, like, what they would do is they would just rock, paper, scissors first hit, and then they would give the round to the next opponent. Like, as soon as you lost the first bit of damage, you're like, alright, this is your perfect.
Alright.
That's how it felt. I mean, there was a little bit of struggling going on, but for the most part, that's how the earlier set played out. Let's see if it happens again. This is the big grand
it's one of these
finals.
things, like, they've gone away, they've had to think. And I would say, honestly, like, Som would have the advantage. Like, when you have a close 3-2 game, and the losers kind of... I don't know, they've got more... they want to think about it a lot more, you know what I mean?
More of a vendetta? Is that what you're trying to say? The winner just goes,
It's rare for, like, someone to win and be like, oh, I'll do this better. You know what I mean? Like, when you lose like that, like, it's a lot more to think about.
it already looks Somniac bullying him into the corner. DK trying to find any way to get out. Now Som's got to be careful of that activate.
Oh, big charge counter. Bends the meter, gets it done. His dinner's
Psycho
getting
ass.
cold.
Round 2.
Oh no.
Fight.
Damn, that late confirm? The mid kick? Single kick confirms? We got this? No, we're gonna do it anyway.
This guy can get buffed?
It's... No!
No?
That's it. Apparently V-Shift was supposed to nerf him. V-Shift almost helps him, because he can get out of situations people couldn't.
Don't say it too loud. You can start V-shifting now.
Oh no. What I want to see though, closer match. No, there's no way BK V-Shifts. He wants that mirror too much, right? Oh boy. There we go.
Very
Catches
quiet.
the V-Shift. Oh, gets out.
Alright.
No mirror threat for me. Picks up a little bit of armor. Somniac just jumping in. 3 stomps in a row.
Yeah, man, his dinner's
Bobbing and
getting
weaving.
cold. He's got to get out of here.
No shimmy! Even BK was surprised by that. Had to spin the meter to make the fireball safe. Oh, is this is the sum we know, right? Loads up on the fireball.
Well, the song we know is lose it. I want to see more of this going in.
Alright. We'll see. Sometimes you gotta mix it up, right?
You have
predicted.
Absolutely.
Oh, gets punished. Not a counter hit. Locking him in the corner. Scissors now coming out, chipping away slowly at the health.
Yeah, BK definitely been spending a large amount of time in the corner.
That's the big breakout he needs. Mid screen now. A little bit of damage, equalizing the life. Oh, big crush counter.
Alright, taking him all the way to the corner. Maybe
Some does have the bar. Oh, one thing Bison didn't lose is the invincibility on the EX stop. And that might actually be a demonstration of that exactly.
BK taking the first game.
Starting to get closer with these pendulum shifts. That was like a mid-match shift.
Yeah, man, the pendulum is not swinging quite so large. So it's hanging around the middle.
Round 1.
Alright.
Fight.
So BK already on a closing this out.
Again, like 5 seconds in, BK's in the corner. Like,
yeah, but I don't think he's too fussed. There we go. Side switch.
alright, side switch.
Forcing
Get him in there.
some to guess. So I think he didn't. Yeah. I think he didn't expect to be in the corner for that. Oh boy. Back-to-back throws.
The slide meter.
Uh-oh. This is a lot to block.
Ooh, okay.
EK finding the
I
auto
like that. I like that. Get out of it.
Hold these mirrors there. Can't. Relentless pressure. I gotta respect some though for stand guarding that high Igus, because a lot of people crouch it and it causes it puts them into their own mix-up. He stand guarded it to make it force it to disappear, but also make himself invulnerable to throw. So next time BK might need to mix in a true block string low to hit him out of it.
Yeah, all I'm saying is real men don't block. Boost your hurt blocks as much as possible.
Big damage. Getting him into the corner, spinning everything he can, gets a plus knee drop. Oh, these knees. They're going straight into Bison's knees.
I mean, look, that knee is on the logo of UNGA. Like,
it is the logo, yeah.
it's pretty appropriate. These are flying around in the green end finals Super Bowl.
What the? Is that a fireball trade to go through the I need to look at the matrix to see what happens.
Bison's Bible's weird, where if the first hit kind of, yeah, like it doesn't always operate kind of like it's 2 hits.
Oh, the patience. 1 bar each side, B
I'm sure
trigger.
there's a better way to explain that.
Don't need no explaining now. One more mix up.
I expect that to kill, but trigger scaling too much.
This is his Oki, right?
Oh, I love it. You got the overhead. Why not?
Alright, that's nice.
Urien wins.
BK 2-0 up right now.
That hurts there. You hit the back throw, but you ain't plus.
Yes.
You ain't
It
plus.
feels bad. No, I really respect that. Just wake up with overhead. I think that's cute.
Round 1.
But this could be some going to bed.
Yeah. BK 1 away from closing the whole tournament out. Into the corner. BK now fighting back more proactively.
I mean, he's in the corner again. We've seen him in this position so many times. He's coming down.
Yep. One correct read, back to mid-screen, and it feels like that undoes a lot of what Somniac's worked toward. Bison's known for his great chip potential, big meter gains, lots of specials, but, I mean, BK's just hitting him. Oh, what a conversion into the forward medium as well. Oh boy, we're on tournament point.
Yep, this is 1 round away from BK genuine. BK. taking the corner.
Damn, another big whiff punish. Oh, BK.
Round is not looking great for some.
BK's just dominating. A very well spaced shoulder as well. Does Som have the answers? Oh, another whiff punish. Nice adjustment on the arc. Here we go. Som fighting back. Plus knees.
Oh, Som's turn now. Getting activate.
You know he's looking. Another good Devil's Reverse.
Oh, bring it back, Som.
Bringing it back.
Final round. Fight.
Alright. And Som's got a lot to work with. Not only does he have to bring this back 3-0, but also straight into another set. We're radio casters now.
Yeah, we're radio.
No.
Roughly even on live. I'm gonna lead. Mid-screen.
Som duffing him with Devil's Reverse.
Working into the corner.
It looks like the momentum swinging back to Som. Oh, BK's got the grab. And an anti-air jab. We're back in neutral, baby.
Back. Oh man, I was about to say, and Somniac has won it and reset the bracket and
Not quite yet. BK has V-Trigger. He's got all the resources he needs to deplete Som's health. All he needs is one straight hit. And a reset.
Well, I was gonna say the difference, like, you know, Som beat TB 3-0. But the difference seems to be that BK gets more off the Aegis.
Som has been absolutely ludicrous with these stomps. This could be it.
This is dangerous.
This is for the Gissies.
Oh yes! Som, pinch it out.
Som fighting back through the mirror.
That little turtle hand, just like squeezing it out, get a win on the board, relieving that pressure, and making it so the last game of the match wasn't just an awkward black screen for Harper. So thank you for that.
Som's back
Round
in there.
one. Fight.
Alright. Can he carry this momentum through though? Like, the last round
Like,
is
BK's
monumental
very
effort.
good of just kind of just shifting it up, you know, like if things aren't going well, he just shifts it up.
Like, it feels like BK is just playing this game comfortably. He's straight chilling.
Oh my.
Yeah.
BK, please.
Those are some spaced ass knees.
Oh boy.
Jesus. He is actually tapping Bison's big toe. He is so plus. Those are auto spaced.
Goodness.
Oh god.
Oh no, not like this.
As I
That
said,
was- There was the glimmer of hope. There was light at the end of the tunnel. And it's getting smaller by the second.
Please.
Yeah.
He's already dead.
Alright, Tom, alright. Give us the gas. No, alright, too far.
One more hit.
Tom! You were the chosen one!
Win.
Damn.
Now we have to interview
GG's. That's it.
GG's.
We have our winner.
Our winner of UNGA Season 4 is Genuine Gaming bksama. Better luck next time, Som. Second place, still good. Thanks very much, everyone, for being a part of it, whether you're watching or playing in the tournament or helping out, just being a part of the community. Appreciate you guys so much. So we're gonna head to a quick break, and then we're gonna get BK on the cameras with us, and we're gonna think of some questions for him and make him really embarrassed. So join us for that. And
I'll chuck us some questions in the chat if you want.
Yeah,
See you
give us
soon.
some real good ones, some spicies.
Okay, there's going to be another one tomorrow. Details are in the Discord. And hey, if you want to play more Street Fighter, particularly Akira and Oro, go jump in onto that. It's all, I believe it's online, so man, that was a good time. Just jump in. Just jump in, have some fun.
Press some buttons.
Oh, big crush count. Heavy kick.
Yo, look, MVP move. I know I talk about the elbow a lot, but Akira's stand heavy kick. It's nice.
-4?
-4, 13 startup. Very, very far box. Very nice. It's basically the cornerstone for a play. It's the space maker.
Oh, is it? Wait, is it just a calling back heavy kick?
Yeah, kinda. But it moves forward. It's nice.
I'll wake up light kick. 3 frames. Get your pressure out of here. You ain't got mediums yet. DankScorpio. Not scared to contest.
Just chilling. Oh, fake news. -6. My bad.
Okay.
I thought it was -4. Like all
Sorry,
heavy
yeah.
kicks.
Really got to space it
It's
out
also,
well.
it's also a fantastic Daigo starter. Big damage, and that's the stand confirm string. Oh, that's gonna fit. Big shimmy catch.
Straight for C50 there for DankScorpio, so sometimes you just guess wrong.
So you can already tell she's quite a rushdown character. She doesn't have her fireball is not really a fireball. It's like was it? It's like blast. I guess it's kind of like blast. It's like a shitty blast. Her objective is to try and get in by any means necessary.
Yeah, I get shades of like a fireball. Almost.
It's kind of weird because her elbows are very. I compare them to dash straight. So you can do some good stuff with them. That's good damage.
Wow, you're just gonna do it? Yep. If you know they're going for the meaty situation, then why not? Wow. A lot of smoothing there from both players.
Another unusual thing about Akira is her jump medium kick is really long. And it has no reason to be so long. It's so strange. We'll see more about that as we get to playing it. Bit of unfamiliarity.
Yeah, you see, maybe a little bit of a mind game. You're like, if you're scared of the second directly, you don't know exact gaps to interrupt, then you're gonna start respecting the.
If it's that close, you can always crouch medium punches, Bison. You gotta be aware of it.
Yeah, but if you're not.
Oh, big conversion. That's max damage for the light kick ender. Huge.
Akira.
Yeah, absolutely. There are some really niche combos that use that long medium kick. Yeah, so her light kick is unusually high, and her medium kick is unusually long. Yeah, for that reason, the rival skills combos. It's cool.
I'm not complaining.
It's cool seeing everyone. What's good, guys? We got our grand champion of season 4 here, bksama. How you feeling?
Good. Good way to retire Urien, you know. Now I want to put some time into Akira. I think she has a lot of potential. I do think if any changes, they do going to buff her. Less pushback on her buttons on block. You just block 2 things and like push back anyway. So like, and her throw is really bad. So she's not like carrying level pressure.
Right, BK.
Oh yeah.
You've been talking about swapping characters for as long as I've known you. I don't believe it. Are you sure?
Look, I don't believe I can only play with Urien. You know, it's just I need to be prepared to lose with other characters in tournament. But these tournaments stakes are too high sometimes.
All right. I mean, I respect it. Yeah, I like money.
Yep.
There's a couple questions I want to know. The usual question in these tournaments is, who is your toughest competitor? But the only person you lost to was Som.
Yeah, I'll say Som. Like he adapted well in the end as well.
Do you think he played differently than he usually does tonight?
Yeah, a lot more aggressive actually. I'm very surprised. Like, usually I'm happy to block a few things. He ends his turn, back off. But he kept pushing, knowing that I was prepared to block heaps.
Okay.
He was playing hyper aggressive today.
Yeah, it was great to watch. Usually, some matches are like, oh, I got to pace myself for the long commentary game, but he was in there with the action tonight. But to help out some other players, Som bodied TB.
Mm-hmm.
What did you do differently to TB? What does TB need to do?
TB just needs to believe.
Believe.
I think when you play too scared and like you know when you lose playing after a tournament match, it's like I felt like I didn't show my opponent everything I got. Wasted the opportunity. You shouldn't have that mindset. If you go in a match, if you have to do a few DPs, do it. Or if you want to do a setup, do it. Even though you think that might block it, go for it. Like play with the intention of like once you lost, at least you're satisfied regardless of the result. You don't want to have regrets after playing.
Yeah, I really like that. There's one other thing. You have been playing a lot of Strive lately. How do you juggle 2 games? Like you won the last Guilty Gear tournament.
It helps playing a top tier character, but like if you like the game, you put more time into it. So I like Strive. It's not like it's the flavor of the month. Play here. To see how well you do it and throw it away. I generally like the game. It reminds me of Marvel where you can play a million games, you don't feel like tired or jaded. Whereas Street Fighter, you play first attempt or something, you kind of know what's going on already.
Yeah.
Like, you start playing bad or something, but Strive is, because the damage is so high, like the amount of different situations that occur is endless.
Yeah. Awesome.
Do you think you've transitioned a lot of the like skills that you've picked up from playing Strive and brought it into this game?
Actually, Strive made me better in Street Fighter, where Strive I can go crazy in hand, but knowing that in Street Fighter, if I do that, I'm dead. So it made me more patient.
All right. That's interesting. Do you have anyone else you want to thank, or
thanks to the sponsor, Kwamba, Genuine Gaming. It's always the best. Keep playing Street Fighter. The game's not dead. Luke's coming out. There'll be a balance match at the end of the year. Probably one more CPT, and then you got Street Fighter 6, maybe end of 2020, 22. At the same time, you got KOF. It's Strive.
Too.
I hope UNGA's making KOF. Rollback netcode. Why not?
As long as it's got netcode, we'll play it. Well, thanks very much for being a part of it, VK. I love your optimism.
It's fun.
We're going to have another Guilty Gear Strive tournament on September 5th at 2 p.m.
New patch.
Sunday. So, VK, maybe you'll win that one and you'll get another interview. I don't know. But good luck to everyone else.
It's going to be a very interesting tournament.
Yeah.
Thanks for casting. Thanks for commentating.
Oh, man. My pleasure.
Sure, man.
I'm just glad that people like me. Maybe they don't like me and they just keep it and don't talk about it. But shout outs to Super Bunya, which has contributed to our donation goal by $50. So we're up to about $920, which will be split amongst the players. So BK is going to get most of that, I would think.
I just want the artwork.
Yeah. Thanks for your generous donation to BK Sama. But I believe that's all we have for you tonight. Join the Discord if you haven't already and be a part of our community. And we're going to raid PDC Sky, who's been working on like the transitions and helping out around.
That was clean grand final, and you can tell the high productions in thrown in.
Oh yeah, we've got the good people working behind the scenes.
Yeah, you got YouTube uploads right after. So all our matches, it's good too for new players joining the scene. They have the matches documented, they can watch back. Maybe a few years time they can look back. With me when I started the scene, all my matches are gone. And, it's some no one's gonna record a Twitch archive, put it on YouTube. So these kind of YouTube videos, they help.
Yeah. You can see them in a decade's time and be like, oh, I remember playing UNGA.
The few matches of me playing Street Fighter 4 on YouTube are so cringeworthy. I can't. I've delisted them private. Don't look at that stuff. But yeah, shout outs to everyone, whether you're behind the scenes, just watching, playing in the game, just being a part of our community. Appreciate it so much.
And jump in next time if you didn't play and you want to show us what you got. Play some Street Fighter, play some Guilty Gear Strive. We're all here to, if you need help, we'll help you. If you just want to play some games, we're all here for you. This is the FGC.
Yeah, I literally only play the games when people ask me to play. So ask me to play, and I'll jump on. Yeah, we're gonna throw it over. We're gonna raid someone, so join us for PDC Sky. And we will see you all guys at the next UNGA Down Under.
Take it easy, guys. Ciao.
Ciao.
God damn, Robbie, you are